Okay, folks. Hi, my name is Colin. This is Kincaid Outdoors. How are you? Hey, Don. Hey, Jeff. And I saw that South was the first one in here about 2:35 p.m. Oh, he's been here. He's been here first. Sorry about the weather, Don. Hope things get better. I've got a book that I'm interested in. I'm actually waiting for my co-host to show up. He's got the link. Hopefully he'll get on here soon. This is the book we're going to be discussing today. Amongst other things. I'm sure there's probably going to be other things we're going to talk about, but this has got some really cool stuff in here. I'm not sure if either one of you guys have heard of this, own this, whatever. So it's over 500 pages long. And I'm just checking to see if it's got my favorite topic in here. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Nope, it doesn't. That's too bad. Hey, Reese, how you doing? Amanda, how you doing? Thank you for coming. And here comes my co-host. How you doing, brother?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm making sure I'm on the right screen.
You sure you're on the right screen? You look a little weird.
On that. I was at least expecting, 20 minutes so we could have time to discuss it.
Well, I've been kind of busy. I just had to I was eating supper, kind of things, I've got to do here.
I don't even have I can't even use my tripod. That's the sad part.
Oh, no.
Because my tripod is currently sitting right there.
Oh, that's too bad.
My other tripod is sitting right there with my camera on it.
Actually, this is about the first time I've actually seen your desk.
Here, let me swap the camera around so I can actually. Wrong button. I always hit the wrong button.
Hey, Grace. Thanks for coming.
Hey, Grace. There we go.
Oh, the picture's a lot better.
It just went blurry on me.
Oh, I did.
There we go. So there's my ring light. There's my ring light. That's actually my tripod stand that I normally have my phone on. The mount to that thing is actually right here. This is the phone holder mount that actually comes with it. And then that's my tripod setup that I have. I've got my webcam up there. It's got two elbows on it. So I've got the 90-degree elbow that actually comes with it. And then this is the adjuster elbow that actually comes with the setup itself. And then I just have my webcam stuck right on top of it.
Okay.
But let's get this guy open, turned on. Let me bright it first.
How you doing, Daniel? Thank you for coming.
There you go. Now you can actually see the tripod stand a little better.
Okay. Yours got like a ball joint setup.
Yeah, it's a ball joint on there, so I can move that thing just about any direction. It's the same kind of setup I have on this guy here. The top of that.
I don't have anything like that. Mine's, I showed you what my setup is.
Honestly, this cost me $30 for all of that, minus the webcam and the ring light, and then sorry.
No hawking up a lung.
From overworking myself.
I can't help you from here.
And then let's see. Comes with this little key fob. Oh, sorry, you can't even see it. So it comes with this little key shutter for the phone itself. You just Bluetooth it to the phone, and I think this helps you either take pictures or start and stop videos.
Yeah, I've had something like that similar too.
Man.
Webcam and gear aside, where do you purchase these?
I actually got mine at Walmart. Surprisingly, they actually have a really, for once, Walmart's electronics section actually had a good section of webcam stuff for like setups like this.
Okay, I get mine here and there, except I already told you where I got my tripod and stuff.
Yeah. So honestly, for like $35, you can get a fairly decent setup. Mind you, you still got to buy an actual webcam, but
Mark from Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles just showed up.
Ew, what? Mark is in here?
Mark is in the building.
Say what?
You got to get your regular camera set up on, bud.
I'm a fat old cracker, apparently.
So why aren't you using your regular, where's your regular camera? Why aren't you using it?
Oh, because I was on my... I don't even have my... Look, my computer's not even open yet.
You should get going then.
Yeah, well... For some reason, I thought I had more time than that. I was still going to do some stuff outside, but...
8 o'clock my time, which is about...
I know, it's already 7 o'clock this time. I didn't realize what time it was. That's the main thing. Anyways, let me swap around so you guys aren't being blinded by my...
Oh, I got a little something to show you.
Is it a midget?
Read what it says.
Shut up, Mark. There's a guy over there running like OBS and...
A full studio.
Yeah, one of these days, he says. The fart knocker. Love you too, Mark.
Do you have your book handy by any chance?
Say what?
All right.
I got it.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Grace got her archery glove that she won from me.
Oh, nice.
And the good news is it didn't fit her son, it fit her.
Yay!
Now Grace has no excuses for not learning how to shoot.
Yeah, I still have to send out the dang package. I just haven't had time.
I've been sending my stuff out as quickly as I can. You know that.
Yeah, when I get off of work, by the time I get anywhere, the freaking post office is closed.
Try, what about UPS?
Man, I hate going through UPS. It's so expensive.
Well, it's better there than not at all.
Yeah, I just I'll get it out. Just haven't had a chance to. Because I'm going to have to send it out in 2 packages anyway, because like I said, I missed the
rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah. My dumb ass.
They give Ian something to look forward to. No, actually, I had to send out Tina Ladybug's backpack UPS because they didn't have anything boxes big enough through the post office. So I just sent it UPS and it was done.
Oh, you just go to the store and buy a shipping box and just mail them out that way.
Oh, it didn't cost me much, so I'm okay with that.
Well, FedEx usually has a larger supply of boxes.
I didn't go through FedEx. I went through UPS.
Or, well, same difference. Yeah, UPS, FedEx. What is the other one?
FedEx, UPS, and then, post office.
Well, USPS, but... No, there's another one. It's like a...
What is it?
Brand.
Jenny says it's DHL.
Yeah, DHL. That's the other one.
I don't know that one.
They're a delivery system, but they're not like mainstream. They kind of take like overflow and deliver it from companies like Amazon and UPS. They're like an overflow. So if they got too much product that they can't ship out, they'll hire those guys and they'll send them out.
Well, yeah, Jeff Jackson just said DHL too. I was going over the book. Yeah, I mean, anything gardening, you got pretty much covered. You've talked about it regularly anyway. So I'm going to talk about stuff that's in the book that you don't usually cover. I know Mark can pretty much cover everything you talk about too. So what about?
Well, Mark has the advantage because he has all that property out there that he can actually do all this stuff on. I don't have a chance to do none of this.
So, I mean, the gardening stuff, you guys talk about regularly. I don't have a place to do gardening because I'm still trying to get things figured out. But they do have a lot of stuff on raised beds and planters and things like that, but that's to be expected. What about, where was it? How to harness a team. I don't know if you would want to do that. Here's one that Cecilia talks about a lot. That's the canning in jars.
Yeah, I don't know much about canning.
Yeah, but it's in the book.
Yeah.
Page 235.
Well, I had passed it then.
234 has actually got the ABCs of canning on there. So
Well, it's 233 is where it starts.
Right. If you look on page 236, though, they got some simple recipes.
What the heck do they consider a bushel?
I don't know. That's why we're discussing it. We have no idea. It tells you what different things. I mean, I like the recipes for the most part. I mean, it shows you even how to make tomato ketchup.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Tomato preserve, I need to do that, or try to. 2 cups red tomatoes, peeled and chopped. 2 cups sugar.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I just saw something.
Mark, I don't need a beard for winter camping. I can't even grow one. This is like weeks of me not shaving, and this is all I get.
Okay,
I don't
he
get that
says
rustic full
2.5.
beard.
Is it 2.5 gallons or is it 2? I think it's 2.5 gallons for.
I think that's 2.5 gallons.
There's no point. That's the reason I was asking.
Yeah, I figured one of them, Mark might know that one because he's always doing stuff like that.
How many tomatoes does that make?
2.5 gallons would be roughly 5 pounds of tomatoes. I think.
What did you say? 5 pounds? I mean, that's easier.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I would guess if you're doing a lot of this stuff, you would know what your bushels are because you're doing it constantly.
Right.
Instead of going through pounds. That's what a lot of farmers don't go by gallons or pounds. They go by bushels because they're harvesting, a whole freaking field of this stuff all at once.
Okay, on page 238, they have something about brining.
Yeah, brining is easy. That I can do. Basically,
they also have some pickling recipes in here too.
Boil it for a few seconds, pull it out, and let it cool.
Okay, that's
brining.
Cool. 2 to 5 gallons. Is that pounds or pails or 30 pounds? 30 pounds of tomatoes. 30. That's a lot.
For which one?
Well, okay. I was looking at something that Mark just wrote.
Oh, gotcha. So 2 to 5 gallons.
Pails or
30 pounds?
I think it's supposed to be trying to say pails. Or is that whatever. 30 pounds of tomatoes. That's approximately about 20 tomatoes, give or take. Nice size.
25 gal pals, Grace.
That's what I think so too. Hey, Lady Casca, how you doing?
2 to 5 gallon pails, maybe. Who knows? Or buckets.
Buckets. Okay.
Well, either way, that's 30 pounds. So that's still. I don't know. I got 6 tomatoes that were a little over a pound, or 1 pound 11 ounces.
So that's like 30 tomatoes. 1 pound tomatoes.
Well, here I can actually go grab them. I still have them. Let me go flush them out.
Just need one. Don't need a whole bunch. Just one.
Well, they're more or less stuck to each other.
Oh, they're still on the vine?
No, they. I just clipped them. I just left them on the vine, but I clipped off the main branch.
Oh, okay.
They clipped on the branch, but it's like a cluster of them because they grow in like clusters of like anywhere between 2 to 5.
By the way, I did something. Gardening did it this week. I transplanted my tomato plant finally.
Oh, nice.
But it didn't. It almost didn't make it.
Be careful, because those things will get really big really fast.
Well, right now it's went from a tiny little pot this big to a big pot this big, and it's sitting out on my front porch right now.
Nice. As long as you got it in about a 12 to 14 inch pot, that thing will get about 2 feet, 3 feet tall.
And it's got the support stuff and everything else. So,
all right. So here's my. Let me swap you guys around real quick.
Hey, Will, thanks for coming. Be safe driving.
Be safe, Will.
Are you booting up your laptop while you're doing all this? Oh, you
Wi-Fi's
froze.
off. What?
You froze.
See? There's my tomatoes. Shit, I almost dropped them.
Oh, those are what kind are those? Romos?
Romas.
Okay. Hey, I know some tomatoes.
And then I just harvested all of these a couple of days ago. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram. I threw it on my story.
I missed it. Hey, South Florida, thank you for coming back.
And then
South Florida was in
all
here.
The green beans I harvested.
Oh, I love green beans. Especially, we grew those a lot back when we were in Newton.
About 3.5 pounds of green beans.
That's okay, Jeff.
I got to take these yellower ones out. I got to let them dry out and use them as seed beans.
Was that why you? Okay.
And then the saddest one I got was I grew all that corn and I barely got anything decent off of it.
Why not?
One of the corns I grew, and I got no idea where the other 3 went. Where the shit did they go? Oh, I had 3 more of them. What did I do with them?
Bacon.
Actually, I think that's actually what's left of them.
I see bacon. Hey, Sarah.
Yeah,
thank you for
this is the main fridge. I usually don't use much of this one. I have my little mini fridge. And then there's all my bell peppers that I keep getting off my plant.
Okay.
There's some. I got some small. Oh, yeah, I got another tomato in here too. Another one. Yeah, thing.
They have some things on drying vegetables in here.
Yeah, drying them, you can either sun dry or dehydrator.
They got one for making a solar dryer using a barrel.
Yes. But the one thing they don't tell you is you have to paint that stupid thing black.
Oh, yeah. Kind of figured.
Because if you don't, your stuff ain't going dry for squat. It's just going to sit there.
Right.
In 1 second, I'll get.
I'm just looking at all the different recipes and stuff. Churning fresh butter out of your cream.
What page are you on?
Oh, I'm bouncing around. Which one do you want?
I don't know.
Or the butter?
We can do either one. We can. I mean, it's a back and forth topic. I know Mark has one of these books too somewhere.
Mark, do you have a? You probably do.
I'm almost positive he has one of these. Especially for his
Grace
location.
wants to know if that's a Frigidaire.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to choose one based off of from baking bread, or would you rather the delicate art of the home vintner, making your own wine?
Never made my own wine. We can talk about it, but
what about beer? Got that too.
I could do the sad part is I could actually talk about making jam because I actually have some of the stuff I can use. I could actually make like blackberry jam.
Okay, I have a question for those people out there. What the heck is syllabub?
Mark will know that one.
Page 281 of the Back to Basics book. There's one called Fruit Syllabub.
Oh, fruit roll-ups.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's like a fruit roll-up.
Oh, great! Sarah Boss wants to know the book. We got Back to Basics. Is what the topic of the.
Oh, it's just, well. If you actually read it, it actually tells you what it is. It's not a bit. It's like a jelly almost.
It just says
It's basically the equivalent of drinking Kool-Aid.
Okay.
2 cups heavy cream, sugar to taste, and 1 cup berry juice. So yeah, it would almost be the equivalent of like frosting.
Or what about sort of like sherbet almost?
Sherbet or like whipped cream.
Yeah, because I like the one that says it's got the homemade soda pop on that page.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, only thing I can see is a blue thing on your screen.
Oh, sorry. I'm still working on getting my main YouTube thing going over here.
Okay.
You're staring at the handle of my controller.
Because it looks blue.
It's my controller handle. All right, give me a second here.
Grace says it's what a coincidence that the name of your fridge is the same kind she just bought on Monday.
Nice.
I'm not sure how many folks here actually have this book. I'm in Mark's extensive library, he probably has it somewhere. And most people who do a lot of homesteading and so forth, prepping and things like that, they probably have better books than this. But for me, I don't have a lot. Books wise, I've got reenacting books and things like that. I mean, cooking over a campfire, I got that down. But recipes and things like this, canning, oh man, sometimes that is just beyond me.
All right, you want to hit me up with the link in here again, Colin?
Okay, give me a second here. I'll post it right here. I just happen to have it from earlier. It's in the chat.
Sweet. Wait, how did I get up there already? What the heck?
That's your phone, dude.
I was like freaking out for a second there.
I see your little key ring thing here. Is that a little saw blade or whatever it is that I'm looking at? Okay. Take 3 on Cliff. I'm losing you, Cliff. There you go. And we do this. There we go. That's better. I've heard of the Ball Blue book, but I don't own that one. But this one here is like, I call it like the shotgun effect when it comes to stuff. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything, but not everything. Right, Cliff? I can't hear. Oh, wait a second. Is it you or me who got you muted here? Nope, it's you. You're muted.
Yeah, I muted myself so I didn't have the echo from both sides.
No, did you hear what I said?
No.
This book is like the shotgun effect when it comes to prepping and homesteading. It's like the jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, no, I think this is just designed to give you like the gist of everything, and then from there you can work on it to your heart's content.
Right.
Either modify it to your needs or master the art in a weird way.
I mean, I love the regional cooking section because they actually have some stuff that's actually pretty cool. They go by location. They even got one for your area, Mountain and Pacific. One that I would probably have to ask Johnny about because it's Kaluapua for 60, whatever that is. Do you understand? Okay, this one was from Alaska. Blueberry buckle. I'm on page 298, by the way.
Oh, it's actually not that far behind you. Mountain and Pacific.
You're in Southwest, right?
I'm technically mountain.
Okay, because I was going to say they have huevos rancheros listed in here.
Yeah, you've got chili con carne, huevos rancheros, pollo en salsa, and then tamale pie. That's all technically my region.
Well, chili is chili. I don't care what it is. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so my section would be the Southwest. That would be all me.
Oh, I've seen one. Mike and Mike's got an earlier version of this book. Which version do you have, Mike? A friend of mine has the first edition one. Hey, Heath, how you doing, sir? By the way, my wife got me something special this week for when we were shopping. I thought it was actually kind of cool. Have you ever heard of pear nectar?
Probably like a long time ago, but in all honesty, not recently. But
my favorite fruit of all is
pears.
Now, pear juice, pear nectar is one of my favorites. Huh?
You can actually make pear wine, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, they do.
Can't even see the chat because of all these freaking YouTube things popping up on my side over here. Suck it, Nick. I'll have to...
I'm not going to drink this because if I don't do, I will end up drinking all the ones I have. But this stuff right here, Cliff.
1 second. Ooh, pear nectar. Oh, yeah. We got that stuff everywhere down here.
This stuff is good. That's healthier than me drinking all this.
Yeah, probably. Way healthier.
I can't drink hard cider. Well, sorry, I don't drink.
I'll grab my water.
Okay, Heath, we're discussing different things in the Back to Basics book. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. You own it, whatever. As Hike with Mike says, he has two versions of this one.
Oh, nice.
How you doing, Rob? By the way, Rob, before you go, I got some stuff to talk to you about together on the 21st about doing some archery, maybe some fishing, maybe a little of both. Who knows? Oh man, the Back to Basics book is just, you'd think it would have some outdoor skills, not just homesteading skills, but it's interesting.
Well, outdoor skills and homesteading skills kind of go hand in hand.
Well, you'd think. Here's something. I'm jumping ahead, mind you. They shows the weave for making a hammock.
Yeah.
And making a net, same thing, pretty much. I'm just jumping around just because, I don't know exactly what we should talk about. If someone in the chat has an interesting topic. Okay, Jeff, I know you don't have that book. Let me get it. I got it on mine off of Amazon. Here's the link for it.
I randomly got mine at the bookstore.
Well, I've seen them at the bookstore. Don't get me wrong. My wife and I were at Barnes & Noble the other day, and I found a copy of it. This is going to be the worst link ever because it's going to jump. Yeah, I need a smaller link here. But there is a version that I'm actually thinking about getting, though, Cliff, of this book. It's a spiral bound version.
Okay.
So you can take out the pages you want and just either copy them, look at them without having to spread the book all over your thing. Wild lettuce. Let me see what the book says.
Okay, wild fruit and veggies. There's actually a section for that, I believe.
I know, that's what I'm looking.
It's gonna have hell with it. Just use the damn index. It'll be faster.
I got wild blueberry, wild onions.
Well, there really isn't much for wild fruiting.
Well,
$189.
I'm not sure if it has wild edibles. It might be under wild edibles. I didn't think to look there.
No, I didn't see nothing under wild edibles. Although that could just be under edibles, so let's go E. Freaking index on this thing is ridiculously huge, by the way, folks.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it right now myself. Oh, wilted lettuce salad? That's about the closest we can get right now.
Well, here's the thing, folks. This book has got information, but it is scattered and in no particular order. So a lot of the stuff that they're going to have in here about any sort of foods, majority of this stuff, regardless, is going to be wild anywhere. So fruits, veggies,
recipes,
berries, most of these like pears, apples, oranges, all that stuff, you'll find randomly as long as it's in an area that normally grows it.
Okay, lettuce is on page 142, 159, and 169.
Yeah, again, scattered information because of the way this thing is designed. See, look, if you want to go veg, there's a whole section of vegetables in here, from seed to harvest, Grower's Guide to Garden Favorites, and that lists most of all of your veg. And now a lot of these veggies will be wild. Asparagus grows wild. Carrots.
I know where to find asparagus. Here in Iowa, it grows in the ditches.
Yep. That's usually where it grows in Denver, too, is near the ditches for some reason. I don't know why. You can actually find okra growing in the wild. I've run across that before. Eggplant, not necessarily. Kale, probably. Kohlrabi, maybe. Onions you can definitely find growing in the wild, but it's going to be like the bunching onions, like the smaller ones.
Right.
It won't be.
I mean, I could find wild onions just by my nose.
Yeah.
By the smell. Yeah, it doesn't show anything about wild anything, pretty much. A few things, but nothing major.
No, I think this book is honestly designed more for like a home settlement or like a farm state where you're not constantly moving about. Because a lot of this stuff that's in here needs more than 30 days to grow, and most people are usually not in an area for 30 days before they're heading out. They're usually, 4 or 5 days, and then they're gone to the next place.
Right.
But the thing about this is what you can do, again, if you're doing container gardening,
like you do,
your containers with you while you're traveling and just kind of set them out where you need to get the sunlight and water.
Hey, Evan.
Hey, what's going on, Evan? Hey, Florida.
Well, swamp cabbage. I've heard of swamp cabbage. I don't know much about it. But remember, this is not a all-inclusive book.
Yeah, this is like a tidbits book that'll give you a little bit.
Like I said, the shotgun is a jack of all trades, master of none kind of book. But I will look up swamp cabbage just because it might be in here. Who knows? It might be under cabbage, actually.
Let's see. I'm looking for swamp cabbage, and nope, that's not under here.
Is it under C for cabbage?
That's what I'm about to check.
Okay, it's got the cabbage and cabbage family, page 142, 50, 157, 169.
It's funny, it's not even listing it. Cabbage, it says cabbage worm, 142, 57, and 69, yeah.
It's just talking about generic cabbages.
Let's see, you hit 142, I'll hit 157.
Okay, 142 on cabbage, it says, it goes well with beets, celery, corn, and dill. Does poorly with fennel and pole beans. That's about it.
Yeah. We'll grow cabbage in a box. What was the one I was going to? I was going to
157 is what it was. Is the next one. Yeah, and 169.
Now it just gives basic information. It's like what kind of climate to grow the cabbage.
It doesn't go all inclusive, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it does got the shotgun effect on different, types of things.
Yeah, that's definitely, I agree, shotgun effect. It's just kind of everywhere.
But, it might give you enough to get started. Then you would have to look up other resources in order to get more in-depth information.
Hence the reason why you get books like that and you get information books like this. So like mini farming on a small area.
Right.
This will help because this will cover a lot of stuff that you need for other types of growing. But
Okay, this title.
This is why I buy. Why I've been buying a lot of books. So you've got the Backyard Homestead. This one has actually got some really good information on it as well. That can.
That's on my list of books, Cliff, that I don't have yet.
You have the book.
Hey, Tamara, thanks for coming.
Colin, you have this book. It's just not yet in your possession.
Okay, I'll have to wait and see.
This one here is Grow Your Own Herbs. This is actually really good for those of you who like to do a lot of seasonings. Make your own seasonings, make your own stuff.
I think Johnny's got like that book, I believe.
This one has a lot of information in it. And you can adapt the information in here to your climate and region. You just have to, again, just kind of slowly adjust your soil and the amount of water and or sunlight you get.
Okay,
there.
Grace is in Indiana, but check what she's got in her area.
Carrots, persimmons, hickory and mulberry, blackberry, elderberries, dandelion, sassafras. Cattails are everywhere. Those things are in every state. You go near anywhere, there's a crap ton of water, and there's catfish.
We actually have wild strawberries here, along with the what else do we have?
We've got
and things like that. I don't deal with the nuts, so I pretty much ignore those. I have not seen wild carrots
galore.
Blackberries and mulberries and raspberries we have here. Dandelions are everywhere. I don't know.
Dandelions. I don't think you can go to a single state and not find dandelions. Except for Hawaii.
We also have gooseberries here.
Yeah, we got gooseberries and mulberries here, and we got some big mulberry trees.
I don't have sassafras here, though.
I'm not sure if I do or not. I know I've got pecan trees. An acquaintance of our family has a massive pecan tree. And just about every other year, we get about 5 to 10 pounds worth of pecans. It's ridiculous.
We have a lot of apple trees, wild apple trees here.
I don't have a lot of fruit trees down here, surprisingly.
I mean, I used to go backpacking on this one trail, and every year there'd be apples along this one route. You just grab an apple as you go down the road.
Yeah, and this is another one that's actually a really good one. Is a backyard.
I've heard of that one. I don't know anything about it, though. Okay. Does that also go with the different temperate zones and everything else, or just a basic one?
So, yeah, it does tell you, like, so just since I have this open, for instance, it'll tell you, like, February what to plant. But, again, you have to adapt the information to your region. Yeah,
that's the only thing. I mean, we need to have books based on the regions that we're in.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the books.
Rhubarb. We do have wild rhubarb here. Yes, Rob.
Yeah, a lot of the books like this, they're just going to be general information. But again, you're going to need to find specific books designated or designed for your climate.
Right. There is wild edibles for Iowa, I believe, or the Midwest that I need to find. I don't know about wild cranberries, Rob.
I've never actually seen wild cranberries.
I'm assuming they were wild once somewhere.
Well, everything was wild. I mean, well, if you remember watching Waypoint, Justin's videos on which 3 properties he was buying, which, by the way, he has not finalized and said which property he has gotten yet.
Oh, he hasn't?
No. I'm still waiting on that video.
Wait, isn't there a contest?
Yes. I've been waiting for it's been like 2 months.
He's probably already there. He's just not saying.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pester him to see what's going on. But now I forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah. One of the properties he had wild raspberries on. Big old field of them.
Right.
Sorry, blackberries.
Now, some of the things that this thing doesn't talk about is like hunting. For a lot of the things that that we're discussing, like hunting for wild edibles, that kind of thing. Ian is surprisingly adept at finding wild edibles while we're hiking.
You got to use the sniffer.
He found wild strawberries. It was just amazing.
Once you know what your strawberries look like, yeah, dude, you can do. I used to find them everywhere.
The thing is, they're not very. These were not very big because they're not cultivated. They're like really tiny, about the size of my thumbnail.
Yeah, but the leaf pattern on there it's a specific leaf pattern, and they always grow in groups of 3. It's weird.
Right. But I do know over by Monroe where to pick up some asparagus, because I need to be meaning to dig some up for Jenny, because you got to have some with the proper root system. They have to be so many years old or something like that to get good asparagus. But the thing is, I don't even like asparagus.
I'm not a fan of asparagus either. When it's cooked, it's just slimy.
Okay, it's like I will eat spinach, but only fresh. I
can eat spinach with a salad, but I have to like heavily douse it with ranch. Otherwise,
no. I mean, I don't mind it with with dressing, but it's got to be fresh, not cooked. I had cooked spinach as a kid, and I nearly asphyxiated myself. Oh, it got stuck in my throat, Cliff. I wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down.
Ugh.
They had to give me the Heimlich maneuver to get it out of my throat.
This is one of Colin's favorite things to talk about.
Oh no, not mine. That's Johnny's.
But this actually gives you full information on how to actually grow your own mushrooms.
There is something in this book that I've been meaning to try. I've been wanting to try. Is that I would like to go tap some maple trees.
You got to have a lot of maple trees.
Well, I'm sure. I know it takes about 40 gallons of maple
syrup just to make 1 gallon.
To make 1 gallon. The thing is, I only want to do it once. Because I have this thing I'd like to do. I'd like to see if I can do it. If I can do it, great.
See, that was my whole thing this year, growing everything. I was like, I want to see if I can grow it. If I can grow it, I can do it better the next time.
Well, at least I know what the basics if I can do it once. You know?
Yeah. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work on finding a spot where I can get like 5 acres of land, or maybe even 10. And then once I get the property, honestly, the first thing I'm doing is planting trees.
Well, once we get the funding for our property, you can come down here. Because we're going to have about 10 acres. We're not going to be able to use all of it. Hey, Blake, thanks for coming.
Just section off your property. Do like 1 property or 1 acre, quarter it off, and then each section do something. So like you have 1 section that's nothing but like fruit trees. So you got apples, oranges, cherries.
We can't do oranges here.
Says who?
Says the weather.
Oh, the hell with the weather.
Citrus trees do not grow well in Iowa.
Dude, half the stuff technically isn't supposed to grow down here.
Well, the thing is, in Iowa, the weather is not reliable enough for them. No, but
come on, I live in the desert. You seen all my stuff out there as green as a green can be. It looks like a little oasis.
Yeah, but you have access to plenty of water too.
Yeah, when it rains. Well,
exactly.
I'm also on city water, but at the same time.
But you also have the more advanced water collection system than most people have ever seen.
It's not that advanced. It's just standard water collection. Most people do that off their house anyway.
But not the way your dad
large root surface.
But apple trees go well here. Rob says peaches grow well. Jenny likes. I like pears. Pears I love, so I would grow pears. So I don't really need more than that. I can't do nut trees because there's no point for me.
Well, here's the thing. There may not be a point for you, but you can still do them and, process all, have somebody else process them. You can still grow them just for the benefits because, yes, you may be allergic to them, but there are other people that, may not have access to those and would actually, you can actually use that for bartering.
Well, the thing is, I know what black walnut trees are great for many things other than eating.
Yeah, make axe handles out of them.
Huh?
Make axe handles out of them.
No. The nuts themselves, you can use them for dyeing clothes and things like that. I've only had a few apricots. I mean, I have a friend of mine who used to dry apricots, Tamara. Apricot leather is actually pretty good. Dried apricot leather, it's just really good. I know you can make wine out of pretty much any fruit you find and everything like that, but
I don't know if you can make orange wine, but then again, I've never tried it. I don't think anybody else has.
What about dandelion wine?
Mallory's working on that. Hers is actually almost ready.
I've got a recipe. It's in the book, page 285.
Yep. That is definitely true. There is a recipe for that in here.
Hey, Harold, how you doing?
There's also ways to make. This also shows you how to make cheese and butter.
Sarah has this book too. Cool, Sarah. Thank you for letting us know.
274 is tapping maple trees.
I know. That's where I was talking about it for. That's the reason I was talking about it. I mean, I would like to do it like I like apple juice. Non-alcoholic cider is good, but I can't do alcohol. By choice, not by religion or anything else, just by choice.
Well, I think you can do a small amount, a very small amount, as long as you don't overdo it.
No, the thing is, my family has a history of alcoholism, and I'd rather not have that problem.
I've got 2 generations of alcoholics running through my system, and I'm not an alcoholic.
No, but I'd rather not. You know what I mean? But, I mean, one thing I would love to grow here that sounds crazy, but I want to grow coffee.
Yep. You said you wanted to try growing Kona coffee.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can grow Kona coffee, but I would love to grow coffee in general.
I think there's a way to do it. But the thing is, most coffee is roasted. You would have to get an entire bag of unroasted coffee beans and see if you can get any of them to germinate.
Well, there's one more thing you didn't know, Cliff. Did you know what's in the was it the planetarium? Oh, what is it? Oh, there's a thing in Des Moines. They actually have a very old coffee tree in the middle of it, and I would love to get some of the beans or seeds from that.
Talk to the curator of whoever owns that. Get with the owners and see if there's any way that you can collect, a couple of seeds for something.
I would love to, because this thing is probably about 20 feet tall.
That's a good sized coffee tree.
And would you imagine Iowa-based coffee? Ooh.
I want to grow birch, but the problem is getting birch seeds.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. What about we can do a splice, maybe get you something like that.
Well, here's the thing. I have a botanical center.
Botanicals. Iowa Botanical Center, that's it.
But I have no idea who the director is. I would have to try to find a way to get a hold of them, send them emails or whatnot, and see if there's a way that I could possibly get some seeds. Because I know if I can get at least a dozen seeds, I can get at least 3 of them to grow.
To germinate? I've been trying to germinate pear seeds for a while, but I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Easiest thing I can suggest, Colin, is just to Google on YouTube germinating pear seeds.
No, Blake, we're not making you feel that way. Whether you are or you're not, it doesn't matter to me. You're my brother, so just whatever.
Do what you like. Do whatever you want, brother. You're a Southern boy. That's like. Honestly, if I was on that side, I'd be probably doing the exact same thing.
He's a Georgia boy.
Or that's what I said, Southern boy.
Yeah.
Georgia's Southern.
Oh yeah.
That's why I always give him. That's why I always give him crap when he comes up here. I was like, "Ooh, there's that Southern boy."
Right.
Because I know how they are, how they is down south, bruh. How they are is.
They do have a thing on Southern cooking, but I have no idea whether somebody from the South would actually agree to it or not. I just happen to see it.
That is actually a good observation because you can get Midwest cooking too, and like the people in the Midwest look at you and be like, "The hell are you even talking about?"
Okay, I've heard of scallop corn. My mom has made it.
One scallops?
I've never heard of pheasant in sour cream. Nope. Persimmon. Cinnamon. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Persimmon pudding. No clue about. I've never even heard of it. Or this Königsberger Klops.
Yeah, see, now I don't even know what page you're on. You're like...
I'm on page 294. Plains and Midwest.
Oh, Königsberger Klopse? It's meatballs, German meatballs.
Okay, then what do they do?
I've actually had those. Those are incredibly delicious.
I can make meatballs, but I don't need.
I'm almost positive Grace has actually had these too.
I'm sure
she was stationed in Germany for a while as well. You were too, so you should probably at one point ate some of these.
Yeah, I like the breads more than I do the meats. When I was over there, there's something about German coffee and brochen for breakfast.
Dude, there is just something about like just bread in general in Germany because then they make that stuff fresh daily. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you're a coffee drinker and you love your coffee, you can walk down a German Walkplatz and just get a caffeine fix just by smelling the air. Love that part.
Persimmons. Yeah, I was right. So it is persimmons.
Persimmons. Okay.
Permissions.
Okay. Finally, I got it right. Now that I heard you say it. Okay, does anybody from the South know what she crab soup is?
Blake, throw us up a bone on that one.
Oh, don't forget, South Florida's here too. What is she crab soup?
I'm not even. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I'm not even finding it. Oh, she crabs. There it is. Oh, this is a South Carolina thing. So this is a northern.
It's a northern southern thing.
It's a northern southern. That's a weird one.
At the bottom of the fridge for 3 months? Okay. It's soup. Amanda just said, it's soup. That's what it is.
It's basically crab egg soup.
I've never been a crab fan. I'm more of a clam chowder kind of guy.
I can't do clams. I can eat crab and lobster. I don't prefer lobster because it still has a fishy taste.
It does. I've had crab before, but just it's not enough meat there to make me full or anything.
Well, you got to get those Alaskan king crab legs, man. There's like
there's a place here
in
Des Moines called Joe's Crab Shack.
God, I've got Joe's Crab Shacks down here too. I haven't been to one in a while because they're too dang expensive.
Well, thanks, Harold, for the advice on the persimmon. Freeze seeds for a couple weeks. I'll have to try that next time I get me some more pears because my last ones just went. They were so dry I couldn't do anything with them. Oh, brochen. Oh, I love that stuff.
I was always a fan of the. It's basically just chicken fried steak with lemon on it.
Nothing wrong with chicken fried steak.
Spätzle. Yes. Was it? No, Spätzle is something different. It's that's a.
Why
couldn't you just stay over there? Freak me out, stupid bag.
Okay, all this regional.
Schnitzel. That's what I was thinking.
All this. Okay, they got a regional New England clam bake, but they don't have clam chowder. How can you not have clam chowder?
Actually, I think there was a recipe in here for clam chowder.
There's one a recipe that I think Johnny would love. You know why?
So that's
Johnny's cake.
Mushrooms in it? Oh, yeah, Johnny's cake. I'm pretty sure they had a thing for clam chowder in here. Clams, clay mask, clothing. What?
Hey, Don. Thanks for coming. Long time no see.
Hey, Don. How goes it?
Abalone. I've heard of abalone, but I don't know anything about it.
It's like a shellfish. It's like a clam. It's like a big clam.
Blueberry muffins, they're amazing. I love those.
Oh, I would have loved to have made some actual blueberry muffins. The only problem is dang squirrel ate all my blueberries.
Now, this one here on that same page as the Johnny Cakes and the blueberry muffins is the steamed Boston brown bread. I want to try that. I got to get Jenny to do some more baking. Don't ask me to bake. I once made a follow the directions type meal, and it almost killed me. Literally, food poisoning. Not going to happen again.
How do you get food poisoning following the directions on a thing?
It was like do it yourself, make your own meatloaf thing. And literally, by following the directions, I almost killed myself. So, no. I'll stick to stuff I know how to do.
$2.90. That's funny. The thing is, I can't bake for squat.
Oh, Jenny's amazing baker.
I can cook a good meal, but I can't bake for beans.
Okay, Tamara says that abalone are more of a muscle.
Still wouldn't want to eat it.
Michigan Dawn can only pop in and out. She was in here and out.
Well, I had to go to bed.
Okay. I tried sourdough bread, folks. You got the sourdough bread starter thing, and I've never been able to. I don't never like the flavor. It just feels off.
You don't like sourdough?
I've tried it. It just tastes off to me.
See, it must be the German half of me because me and my daddy will eat a whole loaf of sourdough in 2 days.
Now, Irish soda bread, I mean, yeah, I love that stuff. I'll eat that stuff all day long.
My mom's made that too. Actually, it's actually pretty good, but it's more like a cake than it is bread.
It depends on which type you get. There's different styles. So Jenny's got this one recipe she does. It's just an amazing thing, which really goes really well with the Irish stew that I make.
Actually, what you want to do is next time you make that Irish soda bread, get some olive oil and some seasonings. Once I get that thing out, you'll have the seasonings. But you get those seasonings, that seasoning mix. You just dump a bunch, like a spoonful in there, and then you put 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil, and you just mix it. And just
are you trying to make it German, or are we going to try to keep it traditional Irish here?
No, surprisingly, that actually goes really well with the olive oil and the seasonings. It tastes amazing. I don't know why.
The reason why I like bread so much, because when I was stationed in California, I used to get clam chowder in bread bowls. Now that stuff was good. Grace says that she doesn't think sourdough bread is German. It may not be.
Oh, it's Egypt. It's Egyptian. Wow. Well, but it's still the German in me because me and my dad will eat that stuff like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
I'll eat it fried, sautéed, toasted, cheesed.
I will tell you this. If we ever get together, I will make you a sourdough French toast.
I've had that before. It is so good.
I've got a really good French toast recipe. I do. I lived there in Germany for 2 years, Grace, and I never saw any. This is the one time we've ever continue me talking about food on my channel.
Well, first off, we're literally in a book for gardening, and
yeah,
I'd probably say 60% of this book is nothing but food.
Oh yeah,
growing food, preserving food, drying food, storing food,
eating food,
transporting food. I would honestly, dead to rights, say 60% of this book is all about food.
Oh, well, here's a good one for, Cecilia's not here right now, but she will be, I'm assuming. Right here, Cliff. Oh, sorry.
The relaxing art of twisting fleece. Oh, it was just, yeah.
Jenny actually does have, she's got a loom, she's got a drop spindle, she's got an ankle loom.
I keep running across that back and forth, and I somehow always end up on that page somewhere.
I only reason I stopped at this page on spinning, it was the llama.
Yeah, llama.
And the only thing I could think of is bad llama. No, so.
Every time I think of llamas, all I think is Emperor's New Groove.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what got me on that one.
Yeah, I'm a couple pages away. It's got to be this way. Ooh, I almost ripped a page. I would have been sad.
No, I don't like sourdough, Rob. I like my whole wheat. Though I'm willing to try make something for other people. Because I mean, you already seen my video. I got a grilled cheese video already.
I never made a response video to that one.
Okay, Cliff. I'm hereby now challenge you to make a grilled cheese video.
Yeah, you can challenge me all you want, but whether or not I have the time is a whole nother pancake.
Oh, since you do pizzas, you can do like a grilled cheese pizza.
That basically would just be a grilled cheese with pepperoni in it.
Without the pepperoni, it's grilled cheese pizza.
Can't have a grilled cheese pizza without pepperoni. Otherwise, it would just be a grilled cheese.
It's a pizza, but use pizza sauce and, that kind of thing.
You can't toast it. It would be weird.
I don't know. They do show you how to make a luma in here. They don't have the measurements, mind you. They got the basics, pictures and stuff like that.
I think actually on one of the pages there was the dimensional breakdown.
Well, there's a breakdown, but they don't show measurements of each individual piece. They only show one view of the loom. That's the jack loom.
Yeah, that's the big one.
There's a rigid heddle loom. Jenny's got a small inkle loom. I used to own a loom, a small table loom, and like the ones they show in the picture, I found it at Goodwill. A friend of mine was supposed to help me fix it. They kept it, and I never got it back.
Ooh, what a bunch of turds.
Because I just wanted it just for the sake of having it, Right now, I'm just fiddling through the different things.
Oh, I'm actually shocked. I'm looking through this, looking through this. I don't care about shrinkage. I don't have that problem.
I'm not going to go there.
I just set it for the hilarity value.
Actually, there's a table in here. I'm a little way ahead. I'm over on page 365.
It goes all the way that far? Holy smokes.
I just flip through my book regularly just to see what kind of different things they can do. I'm looking at the hutch tables.
Yeah, I keep sticking to my pages.
Why are your pages sticky?
Because my hands are sticky.
Why are your hands sticky?
Because I'm weird and I have an odd ability to stick to ice. Don't ask. It's just weird.
Okay. They actually do have the dimensions for making a hutch table.
Yeah, they should have most of that stuff is in here. Let's see. Shaker style, firewood, carrier, blah, blah, blah. And that actually has the dimensions. That actually has the sheet dimensions, sizing, and everything else for it. You've got, what else? Benches. Bench frame legs.
Chairs.
This stuff has a lot of, you can make tables. It tells you all the joint, like what to use, where to cut, what size your hole needs to be. It's really funny is actually there's a table in here. I actually have almost that exact same table.
No, South, I never did see that one. Hey, Cherry, thank you for coming.
Don't worry about it, Evan. Don't worry about it.
I was wondering if you caught that one or not.
Well, every once in a while when I look up at the chat, yeah, I will see it.
It shows you how to make a broom in here. This is kind of interesting.
Shows you how to make benches, adjustable stairs.
Scrimshaw. Oh, here it is. Household recipes: perfume, pot cleaner, lotion, or lip balm. And there's the herbal medicines section that you were talking about with that herbal book that you got.
Oh yeah, my grow my own herbs. Yeah, this has got the same stuff in here. It'll tell you.
This one's got like for sore fatigue or sore feet. Use honey vinegar energizer. Bathing in vinegar if naturally acidity of the skin has been reduced through too much highly alkaline soap. Add vinegar or lemon to bath water to restore acidity. It will relieve skin itchiness and reputed to increase your energy. I already knew about witch hazel.
Witch hazel?
Witch hazel.
No, witch hazel.
The maid from the old TV show.
Gotcha. Took you a second. I was just like, remember which witch is which?
Well, then if you're going to say that, you choose either Samantha or her sister, Sabrina.
Sabrina. He was the cuter one.
But if you're going to choose between the witches and Jeannie, I'll still check Jeannie every day.
Oh, definitely. I will have
Robert
to agree
Eden.
with you on
I mean, oh man, sorry,
dude. No. She was an attractive lady.
She still is. I've seen her recently. Oh man. Okay, yeah, this book, folks. I mean, it literally has a little bit of everything, and it basically gives you just the gist enough to help you find an idea where to look for something else. I mean, if you don't, it gives you an idea what kind of topics to look for, what things to look for, how to clean your pots, how to polish your furniture. It's got sources and resources on every topic that you're looking at on each page, because that way you'll give you an idea where you need to look on your different sections after that.
Actually, there's one in here that's actually kind of funny because I have this at my house, but mine's not quite this elaborate. Well, I've got this.
What is it? What page?
409, or actually 408.
Okay, I'm almost there.
It shows you on how to make your own actual ring hoop log holder, and I actually have one similar to this. Except the one I have is designed, the feet, each section of feet is around one loop. So one ring has its own set of feet instead of crossways. And then I have a divider bar that's actually set for, I think, like 12 inches.
Okay.
And it just sets on the bottom, and that's what spreads it out.
Yes, Grace, I know Barbara Eden is 90 years old, but she still looks good.
That'd be one heck of a door knocker. I think this one actually shows you, if I'm not mistaken, in this book where I was at, it actually shows you how to mount an anvil. I don't remember what page it was on, but I remember it shows you actually how to mount an anvil.
She's 89, Grace, not 90, but she's close. She still looks good though.
Getting there.
I know I Dream of Jeannie came out in the 60s when I was just a little baby, but I don't care.
I got reruns when I was about 10 or 12.
Be well, Sarah. Be well, Amanda.
Later's everybody who is leaving.
Makes you wonder what we're prepping for. They're prepping for.
No, surprisingly, we're just kind of talking about growing and prepping and doing stuff with these books, because it doesn't just help us, it helps everybody that's actually listening. So for those of you who don't have these books, you can at least get a general idea or information from some of the stuff we talk about.
Well, like I was saying, I mean, each topic, if you look at the back of usually near the end of whatever topic they talk about, each section has their own sources and resources to other books about those particular topics that you can look up the information if you want to get more in depth about whatever topic you're looking for. Yep. Like here's one that works for your area, Cliff. Making Adobe brick.
Yeah, that's definitely around. That's definitely a southern, like southwestern style.
And it shows you how to make the molds for them and everything.
Oh yeah,
that's actually a pretty cool idea. I mean, that would work in pretty much any climate for the most part too.
Oh yeah, Adobe is not just necessarily down for them. I mean, they like a lot of Indians use that. So, and that was like globally. So exactly. It's not just something regional for MySpace. It's actually even the Egyptians used it. Technically, the pottery they made.
Oh yeah.
And that's technically, I mean, yes, it's considered pottery, but it's can still be considered Adobe regardless, because a lot of that stuff they did cake with mud.
Okay, going back way back near the beginning of the book, building with Adobe on page 42.
I'm almost there. I was looking through the log cabin stuff.
Oh, okay. Originally, it starts on page 39, but log cabins are right there too. So that any one of those things would be great for such as building with the materials on hand. And one thing I know Iowa has a lot of is clay, so you can do something like that.
Yeah, well, here's the unfortunate part about clay. Once you
I didn't know that, Sal.
You don't get no more.
South Florida says that warplanes were taking off and landing on city streets today there in Florida. I never heard anything about it.
This is why I'll never go to Florida again.
Well, Tamara says she wants to get a book called The Lost Ways. I've got another book, Old Made Contrivances and How to Make Them. I'm not sure if you've heard of that one, Cliff.
The which one?
Old-fashioned contrivances and how to make them.
Nope. I'm looking up
basically right now. Like things like making like basically plows, survival skills, like hay machines and that kind of thing. It shows you how to make them from scratch. I mean, you can have all these
32 pages. Holy smokes!
What is
the book that Tamara's talking about?
The Lost Ways.
Yeah, 432 page color. Well, this is the color book, but it's basically what they learned 150 years ago from daily life with no power. Stuff that we've pretty much forgotten because we're so used to technology. And this is why I keep saying technology is bad. It's good to a point, but there's a time when we just need to stop building on technology and start learning other things.
Right.
Because we're going to get too far advanced in technology. We're going to forget half the stuff we learned as kids. Things that we had as kids are no longer going to be there. And everybody's going to be stuck on their devices. And ain't nobody going to know how to do anything.
Oh, crap. I'm trying to do the link to this one, and I can't.
This one actually shows you a more or less diagram for an old school drilling machine, which looks like it can be set at multiple angles. Now that is actually intriguing.
Okay, that didn't work. I know about what warthogs are. That didn't work either. Dang it.
Yeah, Warthog is basically just a plane that has a lot of guns and freaking bombs on it. So it's a flying death machine is what that thing is.
Okay, here's the book I was telling you about. I can't do the link to it. I'm sorry to say. It's on Amazon, but that's the title.
Homemade contrivances. I think I looked that one up a while last time we were talking about it.
I mean, that's on my list of stuff that I want to get. I mean, just because I may not be much of a gardener, but I can build stuff.
Yeah, I'm good with I'm a jack of all trades. I'm good at building things.
Like handy farm equipment and how to use it.
Yeah, it will, dude. An A10 will pretty much take out anything now with that stupid freaking 50mm cannon it's got in the front.
I've seen 10 of them or more when I was in the service fly and land like back to back to each other.
We actually have some stationed over here in my airport at the base.
Here's another good one, Cliff.
Farm conveniences and how to make them. Classic American labor-saving devices, paperback. Okay. Facsimile.
These are all on Amazon. But I like being, anything that will help, knowing how to make things is always good.
It's also knowing how to maintain the things too.
There's another one.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a jet. Partial jet. These things are so weird.
There's another one, Cliff.
Tool making, the classic treatise and lapping, threading, precision measurements, and general tool making, paperback. Okay.
Yeah. Without the tools, you can't really make anything.
Dude, I almost crinkled a page. I hate doing that. It's actually this book actually even tell you on how to do septic drainage and thermal heating, geo heating. Jesus, I don't know. Freaking tired, brain fart.
I think I just found another book I want to add to my list.
I'm gonna add too many because I make money, but I ain't rich.
I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying I want to do it for myself.
I know. I'm just saying. Like,
no, this one here,
rich.
Cliff.
I've actually run across that book a few times.
I mean, I do rendezvous and I do reenacting and stuff like that. And one thing we actually use the stuff that we were supposed to use back then.
Oh no, see, I could use fencing style like this. This is kind of neat.
Oh, here's one for people who are asking about wild edibles. I found one. I think you already have this one, but I'm not sure.
Most likely not. Edible wild plants for beginners. Yeah, no, I don't have that book, but I do have. I've actually seen that one at my local bookstore.
It's a good one. It looks like.
Actually, I can't even say my local bookstore because I have to drive 45 minutes just to get to it. That's not what one would consider a local.
Now, if I actually go to my book list, oh man, I'm not sure if you've ever seen my book list, Cliff.
I have not. Because I know if I look at it, I'm going to try to buy half of them for you.
Here, take a look at this, Cliff.
No.
It's there. It's in the thing.
Yeah, I see it in the link. Just hope it doesn't boot me out of the thing here.
I don't have a lot in there. Actually, I probably got about 5 books in there. But most of them are the ones I've already showed you.
Yeah, I've seen a majority of them. I'm pretty sure you've showed me them. Yeah, edible wild plants.
I just added that one. But homemade contrivances, old-fashioned labor-saving devices, homemade contrivances, and how to make them.
The Complete Idiot's Guide to Self-Sufficient Living I can actually find. That one's super easy to find. I think last time I was at my bookstore, they had like 4 or 5 of them. Other ones might be a little harder to find.
Well, the Mountain Man one, the Tools of the Mountain Man, I've been meaning to save up and buy the kit for making my own 50 caliber rifle, black powder rifle.
You can make a black powder rifle with a freaking piece of metal pipe.
I want a proper one. Also, I want to make sure it looks good for the stuff I do, you know?
Yeah.
Because they do inspect these things for safety. And I don't want to have something blow up in my face. That would be bad.
Yes, indeed it would.
And yes, and on that list, that same page, you can see all the other books I have on there. Jenny's got one thing on her gear list. If you take a look at the page you were looking at my books.
I gotta go back to it again. Hold on a second.
Over to the left, you'll see a list of all the other lists that I have. Jenny's got one thing on her list that she's asked for, but I've been trying to.
Oh, Jenny's gear list. Let's see.
One item.
Crossbow.
That's it.
Yeah, that's only what, probably $300.
No.
$190, $120.
$120, but not. She didn't like the camouflage at all.
Yeah, that one is. I don't know. That's like woodland camo, but
she likes. She wants the Woodstock one.
It looks like that is the only. You can get the black matte one, but that one's $170.
They used to have the old Woodstock ones. That's what she wants, but I can't find it anymore.
Yeah, probably have to go on actual.
Compound this, compound that. I don't do compounds. I can't work on them. If I can't fix it, I don't want to be able to buy it.
Oh, here's a fun one that actually tells you how to make a bellows.
Well, bellows are easy.
For the most part. The basic principle is mentally you can make the basic principle of one like super ghetto. But it's actually making a really nice one.
Thanks, Will. Cliff?
I might actually try to make a bellows. I have materials I can do this with.
That makes sense. I mean, unless you can find something that's local to you, I mean, it's kind of hard to do wild edibles in your area, you know, because they just get a shotgun effect, just like the Back to Basics book does, and you know, you got to pick and choose what you can use. It's not easy.
No, it is definitely not. Shows you how to make your own water generators. That's nifty.
With a water turbine?
No, water generators.
Ooh.
Different ways to make them.
I think I found
power.
I think I found one that might work for Jenny, but I'm not sure. I'm going to add it to her list to see what happens, and then you guys can take a look at it yourself.
I wonder how well that one works. Never really had the need to make a water turbine. I don't live near water. I literally don't live near water. I've got a ditch by me, but that thing's dry 99% of the time.
I did see something somewhere that I thought was really interesting. It was a wind-powered sawmill.
Yes. It can be done. You have to have a lot of wind, though.
I think they just used really big blades. They didn't show the wind turbine part. They showed it actually cutting through. Everything was mechanical. It was not powered by anything other than the wind. And the notch system that advanced the logs and everything else was actually pretty cool.
Sounds like a ratcheting system. So
it is.
If you would cut it, and on the return, it would like move like a conveyor and like a lock system.
Exactly. Actually, I'm not sure. Did I save that one to my phone? I think I found it on TikTok. And I mean, it may sound stupid, but I actually get a lot of good ideas from there.
I just do a lot of gardening survival stuff on Instagram, and I find some weird stuff. Well, now I'm out of the building section and right back into the fruits and veggies. I do know I'd actually make a solar water heater. Those are actually simple, like wicked simple. You just make a box, a 1x1 well, it's 1 inch depth is what you want your edge border for, or depending on what kind of pipe you're using. And then you use plexiglass on the top. You spray paint the whole thing black when you're done, except for the plexiglass.
Right.
You basically just run your coil all around the inside of that box, and that will heat that up and make yourself a little solar heater. Solar water heater.
You make a solar shower the same way.
Yep. Well, that's what you'll notice. Any solar shower you ever buy anywhere, the bag is solid black, except for like the lettering for the brand name that it's got on there.
Right.
Those bags are always, it's a thick, heavy rubber and it's all painted black, just so it can soak up the sun. Well, that's also why I'm going to tell you right now, never leave clear water bottles in your car when it's a sunny day, because you're going to light your car on fire.
Oh, I seen something on TikTok that was really actually scary. Someone had a canister of, I think it was either Fix-A-Flat or something like that in their car. It got so hot, the canister exploded and blew out their back window.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, that was probably bullshit, because I have a can of Fix-A-Flat in my car, and it has been sitting there for 3 years.
Okay.
And it has done absolutely nothing.
I want to do wind turbines at our new place eventually. I mean, I don't know if I can afford them all at once because I know how much they cost.
Make one.
Well, the thing is, I mean, part of the cost that we're going to be borrowing the money for is building the wind turbines, which we have incentives for built into the loan, such as the solar panels, the wind turbines. I got to ask about geothermal just because I want to make sure on that as we're building. And any hydro systems that we may come up with depends on if whatever property we have has running water on it somewhere.
Well, geothermal might be a little more cost effective.
Hey, Tina Ladybug. She said she got her backpack. Tina is the one that won the backpack.
Nice.
She said she got it. She just hadn't had a chance. She's been so busy. She hadn't had a chance to look at it yet. So Tina, let me know what you think of the backpack. Let me know. You got it now. It's yours. I sent everything out last Friday. Or Saturday. Yeah, Friday.
It's actually, this is kind of neat. I just ran across this. I wasn't even paying attention, but I've probably seen it before. Actually shows you how to make a passive solar greenhouse.
Is that better than the one you have?
Well, yes and no. So the way this thing actually runs, it looks like it runs. Here, let me show. So page 127, Colin, top of the page.
Okay, hold on. I had to put my book down because I was sitting it on my laptop. 127?
Yeah, 127. It's passive systems, the soft side of solar heating. So you can use a passive solar like a greenhouse effect.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah. Because hot air always rises, so the hot air is going to go in. It's going to push the cold air down, and then the cold air is going to come out through the bottom because cold air sinks. and it just kind of makes a. That's how the flow of the air in my house works.
Okay.
But yeah, you can use that for like a greenhouse effect. So you can get like a set of small plants in there, or like, well, as you can see on there, it shows a little bit of gardenage. But I would be assuming is more or less for fresh air than anything else.
Right.
Because that'll allow your photosynthesis of your plants to absorb the carbon monoxide while still giving you the ability of fresh air. Then actually shows you how to make a solar cooker.
Hey.
Gotta love when everybody else opens your mail and you're not expecting it.
Right. Well, I'm glad that Grace's archery glove fits her. Now she has no reason not to get a bow. I still say a Semic Sage is the way to go. It's got, draw weights of all sizes, and it's a good budget bow, as Cliff can attest.
Yep. Kind of wish Johnny was here, but I guarantee he's at work right now.
Yeah, I know.
That poor guy hasn't had a day off in like 2 months almost.
I bet. It's what you get for being corporate.
I told him not to do it. He would regret it in the long run.
But he smiles every single time. He might have a condition.
That he does.
He's a workaholic. Everybody needs a solar oven. Yes. I did see your page. Give me a second.
1 second. I was just on that page.
Me too. Right here, a solar cooker.
Yeah, right 132.
There. Yep. Shows you other plans on how to make it.
And it actually gives you the measurements on this, so you're not just sitting there guessing.
Yeah. 2 feet of 1x3 clear pine for uprights. 2.5 feet of 1x6 clear pine for side pieces. 2 feet of 1x10 clear pine for base. 2.5 inch bolts with wing nuts, washers to fit the bolts. And you also have aluminum reflector and everything else.
Yeah, they probably used most likely used the easiest way to do that is use a sheet of tin.
Well, it says here use 1 16x18 piece of reflective sheet aluminum, 2 dozen half-inch aluminum brads, brad nails, I'm assuming.
Tack nails. Yeah, the easiest thing to use is that silver roofing. That corrugated stuff. A lot of people use it because it's cheap. It's
right.
Like $3 a sheet. But you can get that. You can get that in a flat version, and it usually comes in a roll. But the roll is like $75, $80.
Well, I think they're going with the reflective kind to make a focal point for the cooker.
Yeah. Well, no, that stuff is reflective. It's tin siding, basically, is what it is. It comes in a roll. It's usually about 16 to 18 inches long, but there's usually like 100 feet of it.
And you don't need that much, though.
Big roll.
You don't need that much.
Dude, you make a whole bunch of these, and you sell them.
Right.
But again, here's the thing. If you need to make a lot of food, and you've got one solar cooker, you're not making a lot of food. You're going to barely make enough food for yourself and maybe whoever you're with. But if you
you just reminded me of a show I've been trying to remember all day.
Gilligan's Island?
No. Planet Mechanics.
Man, that is an old one from way back in the day.
They did make a reflective solar cooker. And you're the one that reminded me of the name of them. I've been trying to remember them all day because I want to get them.
How did I remember you the name of them?
Planet Mechanics. Hey, Cecilia, how you doing?
No, but how did I remember you the name of them? Because, like...
you were mentioning the solar cookers, and that brought me to mind of the episode that they made the solar.
Oh, gotcha.
Thing. So, yeah. Now I got to look that one up.
You know, I just noticed the one thing they don't tell you to use is a 2-inch washer. As a spacer in between the solar shelf and the uprights. I also don't like the fact that thing is just kind of on there with 4 L brackets, and there's no actual cross support.
And that's not very big base.
No, 2 feet. I mean, 2 feet is 2 feet. I mean, that's that, Colin. It's that wide. I mean, this is 2 feet right here.
Hold on, I'm on a different. Yeah.
So this is a 2-foot ruler.
Is that the length or the width?
That's technically the length of it. It's only that's probably a 2x12, or maybe a 2x8. So that's only probably 8 inches deep, give or take, just for the framing.
Right.
But you're still looking at 2 feet wide. So you've got, give or take, your solar cooker itself is only going to be.
Okay, that one's probably a really
foot,
tiny
3/4.
I mean, literally, it's got to be about that big.
Well, I mean, look at the dimensions on it. So it's showing you your sheet metals, your reflective sheet's 18 inches. So you're going from a 24-inch base to 18 inches. You're losing 1, 2, 3.
It's 16 inches wide.
No, it's 18 inches wide.
It says 16 by 18 inch piece of aluminum. So that's 16 inches wide.
No, it's 16 inches. Well, it's 16 inches long by 18 inches wide.
Are you sure it's not the other way around?
Yeah, look at the actual diagram. It actually says on the top it's
it is.
End to end is 18 inches across.
Okay, so that's not very. You can't really cook much in that.
I don't know. 18 inches is. I mean, that's a lot right there.
Yeah.
So from this
you couldn't cook anything big in it, though.
That's enough to cook a whole turkey.
I don't know about a turkey, mind you.
You could cook a chicken on there, some apples,
fish,
piece of meat, a couple of fish. The only problem I don't like with the skewer is the fact that there's no cross teeth. It's just a straight skewer.
Well, I would use something a little bit different, or you can make your own skewer of something a little bit more durable. Sort of.
Dude, I mean, if you're gonna make a solar cooker with that kind of skewer, there's a whole blacksmithing page in there. You could just blacksmith a cross piece or a little grip on there, and then you have your bracket to mount on that side.
Right.
But
and also bigger feet to make sure it doesn't tip over on you.
My opinion on the bracing is super cheap.
Be well, Tamara. Thank you for coming.
Laters, Tamara. Hey, Raven Cat, how's it going? But the cross bracing that they have on those L brackets to hold that in the upright position, those are good if you're doing like a temporary. But me personally, I think I'd cut like a 1.5-inch strip, mount that to the base, and then anchor the uprights into the framing of that.
Right.
So you're basically making a little box to stick your uprights in, so you can anchor those to the base plate, and then anchor your upright legs to the to that little extra square framing.
Only thing I would also change would be the base. Instead of making it rectangular, I make it circular and make it swivel to go with the sun.
Yep, you could do that. If you're going to do that, you could just put it on a Lazy Susan kind of style, or you can get like
that's a good idea actually.
You can do Lazy Susan, or the easiest thing to do is you go to your hardware store. They always have the pivot boxes,
right?
For like swivel chairs. You just go buy one of those and just mount that on that piece of board, and then you put the second one on top, and you put your swivel frame on, or you put your frame on that.
Another thing I noticed is if it's setting up for like roasting or broiling or whatever it is the term is on a spit, basically, you'd have to deal with juices and drainage. I didn't see a lot of stuff for that.
The easiest way to do it if you really wanted to is you could just punch a row of holes So you see how you got the holes in there for the nails?
Right.
You can kind of do something similar. You just poke them from the top all the way. You just put a row of them, like 4, 5, 6, left and right. So left and right of center. That way you have some sort of drainage. But
what about a channel to drain out the bottom instead of poking holes? Put like a little groove on either side to drain out whatever juices come down.
You could, but bending the channel is not easy.
Okay, just an idea. The thing is, I mean, unless we had the tools on hand to do it,
the only way you would be able to, if you're going to go with a channel on something similar to that, you would actually need a kind of like a pipe bender, but not quite. Something that's going to have it's going to give you the ability to roll that groove in there,
right?
And still keep that panel curled,
right?
Because once you kink that curl in there, once you put that groove in there, that panel's going to want to sit straight no matter what.
Right. Have you ever seen red jalapenos?
No, Blake, I have. Actually, yes, I have, because I live in New Mexico. I've seen red jalapenos, green jalapenos.
Well, a drip pen would work.
Jalapenos.
A drip pen would work, but the thing is, it's going to drip right on the reflective surface. This is the problem I was wondering. You know what I mean?
No, I think a lot of these solar cookers, they mostly designed to cook like veggies. I rarely see anybody cook like a full-on steak, just because, again, you're going to have that problem with the dripping of the juices.
What about something that hangs from the skewer or whatever it is, the cross piece? Some kind of pan that, with a handle or whatever to cook it.
Oh, nice. Try to get Blake, I got another one for you, yellow jalapenos.
Cecilia just posted a link. Build your own solar oven.
Another one for you, yellow jalapenos.
Thinking about going solar for
that sucked.
There is let me see, Cecilia, there is actually in this book, it actually tells you how to make a solar oven too.
That's what we were talking about.
Well, that's a solar cooker, but not an actual solar oven.
Okay.
Solar
I'll be
oven.
right back. I need to make a bathroom break here for me.
Go for it. So we got probably about 15 more minutes anyway.
Why?
Don't you got to work in the morning?
Yeah, I'm gonna go till 11 today.
Let me hit the index on this thing, and let me see if I can find that solar oven again. Because I know it has one in here. Solar cookers, 132, 133. Too far. All right. It's the same stuff. There is... Give me a second. I'm going to blaze through this book again. It actually shows you how to make a solar oven. You basically just get a 55-gallon steel drum, and you cut the front panel off, and then you just throw your trays in there. You make sure it's on a framing, but make sure you paint your barrel black, otherwise it's not going to get hot enough. Yeah, faster if I do it this way. Start from the beginning. You'd be surprised how fast I can go through this book. Sticky fingers. Sticky fingers. I'm telling you, try the yellow ones. And I know how to get super hot peppers. I know a technique to do them where you can get one pepper that's like eating the freaking sun. But the problem is I can't grow the peppers for the life of me. If you want super, super hot peppers, you're only going to get 1 or 2 off of the plant if you do it. But once the peppers start growing, you just start plucking them off. And once you get you get that plant to where you want it, you just leave like the last 2 or 3 on there, and you just let those grow. Any other pepper that pops up there, snip it off, and those 3 peppers are going to be hotter than the devil's kitchen. You can turn a jalapeno into a freaking reaper just by picking off the other jalapenos. All right, solar water heater, blah, blah, blah. Where was that stupid solar cooker? I think I'm getting close. I'll find it. Hey, your habaneros. That's for some reason I can't get habaneros to grow down here. I don't know why. I've got the perfect climate for it. I just can't get them to germinate. Oh yeah, you can do mylar. Mylar works as a reflective surface, but you still need a backer for it. So I would recommend almost like 9mm plastic sheeting. You can do it that way. You can also use the Coroplast, the plastic panels, because those things retain a lot of heat and they generate a lot of heat. That's why most greenhouses are made with that stuff. Man, veggies. Trees and bushes. Snaky the snakes. The slithering snakety snakes. Chickens, aka poop factories. Yeah, you can do it. You can make them out of everything. You could do it out of a milk jug if you really wanted to. I think Colin fell in. Yeah, here we go. So this is a solar dryer, but essentially you can use it for the exact same thing. I should actually set my webcam off to the side and then move my ring light to the other end. So what do you guys think? Should I have my webcam directly in front of me, or should I have it like off to this side or that side? So yeah, here's a picture of a solar dryer. On this side over here.
Coming back. Sorry, it took so long. I had to tuck Jenny in.
Yep, okay. But essentially, you can use it the same way.
What did I miss?
We're talking about solar dryers or solar ovens.
Okay. I've actually seen somebody use an old car.
You strip it out and leave the windows shut. Yeah, you can do it that way too. Actually, wouldn't mind making a drying shed.
I've got a dehydrator, but that's about it.
Oh, you know what? I got to actually check to see if my chives are done. I stuck them in the dehydrator yesterday, and I completely forgot about them.
I love chives. Chives are good.
These ones were, I think, the garlic chives that I was growing, and I dehydrated 2 trays of it because, honestly, chives is, once you get that stuff blended, you don't need a lot of it because it is overpowering.
It depends on what you use them in.
Seasoning mix?
No, what do you use them in? Not just what, adding them to something else.
Oh, I haven't. Well, the thing is, I got to actually finish making it. So remember, I still have all of my stuff for my seasoning mix. I just have to actually blend it all together.
And you're supposed to send me some.
There's some in the container.
Because Jenny specifically asked for that.
Yep, I've got that little jar full of that's going in. It's in the box.
Okay. What's in the box? Sorry.
Well, not 2 things of ammo, that's for sure. That made me mad. I was so mad at myself. I actually beat myself up over that because I turned around and I looked at my desk and they were just sitting right on the corner and I was just like, why?
And you don't want to take it apart just to put it back in there, right?
No, I would have had to have retaped the entire box again. And that thing's already got 30 feet of tape on it. I'm telling you, the entire box is waterproof. It'll float.
Hopefully.
No, it will literally float.
Did you use duct tape?
No, I used clear packing tape around the entire thing.
Duct tape's better.
And then on top of that, the inside of the package, because I used to work in retail for GameStop, the way we used to ship things, we'd have to ship everything in plastic bags.
Oh, wow.
Because we didn't trust the transport service.
Right.
So the inside of that thing is literally sitting in a trash bag.
Okay.
So it will float, and it is completely waterproof. Unless somebody sticks a hole in it with a pen and then sticks it in water, that thing should float.
Okay, don't give people ideas who work for the Postal Service.
You're one to talk, Blake.
Blake says Gorilla Tape for the win.
I have a roll of that somewhere.
Oh, what if somebody uses flex tape?
Good luck ever getting that package open. I wish they cut it open with a saw, but the saw would probably get stuck on the flex tape, and then you'd never use your saw again.
Cliff, you can always make another box. This is Cecilia.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. I'll make another one, and I'll send it out as a care package later in the year.
Yeah, it's going to take you a while to get through most of that ammo anyway.
Yeah, 2,500 rounds takes a while.
He's going to have to replace seals, multiple seals by that time.
No, those guns actually, I've had mine since I was like 12.
Yeah, he's got his set up for the 22 ammo, so it's going to be going for quite a bit.
Actually, no, I stand corrected. I think I got mine when I was like 9 or 10. It was like my last year I was living down here. So yeah, 9 or 10. I've had that thing almost 20 years, and I've never replaced a seal on it.
Well, the person who knows more about all that stuff is Will, actually.
Will, or are you Drake? No, not Drake. Yeah, was it Drake?
Could be Drake.
I think it was Drake.
But Will's making his own ammo.
I actually need to start collecting. I keep running across those stupid balancer weights everywhere I drive, and I just need to stop and collect them all.
Oh, I think the next purchase for me, archery-wise, is probably going to be a new bowstring maker. If I can start making my bowstrings again.
Yeah, pretty much. Those mine actually has there's actually a port on the bottom of it where the piston's at for the pump. That just tells you
you need to oil it from time to time, don't you?
Yeah, you just put like a drop or two of oil in there, and it lubricates the entire shaft for the O-ring, and it keeps that thing from wearing out. Otherwise, you have to take that gun apart and pull the whole O-ring out.
Yeah, look at yeah. Will says, "What? Who? Oh yeah." I'm on that Discord. Remember that. You gave me the link. You invited me in.
Still bright outside, and it's already 8 o'clock. I still got about another hour of sunlight, and actually about half an hour of sunlight, and then I'm done.
Not done with sunlight. Like the other day when Bomber Steve showed up. You know, I thought it was pretty cool.
I missed that one. I got like part of it, but I was also busy doing some stuff. So I
got a lot of gardening to do still.
Dude, Bomber Steve is doing a massive overhaul on his property right now.
He told me a little bit about it.
Go watch his last few videos, man. They're doing a massive overhaul of one of their fields.
I did get invited to go rabbit hunting down there. So that'd be kind of fun.
That would be interesting.
Can you imagine you and me go bow hunting down in Australia for rabbits?
The first thing I'm shooting is a dingo.
Only if one attacks you.
I'm shooting a dingo either way because I don't want it to eat no one else's baby.
That's just stupid, dude.
You know what the sad part is? That's actually I'm not joking.
I know. It happened.
Because it's a wild dog. It's Australia's version of like the wolf. It's almost the center of the book.
Yes, you already said that, Blake. I'm still waiting for Blake to send me another arrow.
Oh yeah, watch. I gotta roll my ass over this way.
I'm not sure if you saw that list. Give me a second here.
Here, Blake, just for you, I found these at my local gas station. These things are freaking hot. I ate like half the bag and my mouth was dying. So I'm after one of these days, I'm gonna have to go buy another one and do a full-on challenge and just eat the whole bag in one sitting. So that'll be my Carolina Reaper challenge. These things are freaking hot, and they just look like normal cheese puffs. Dude, they're ridiculously hot. I don't even know what the because I mean they're what, Carolina Reapers? That one's what up there, like 3 mil on the Scoville rating. Let's see. I'm gonna see how much they got on here in the Carolina Reaper chili powder.
Cliff, I'm not sure if you've seen my major list of my Collins list of all my major books are on there.
More cowbell. Mike. I would have to attempt to find that link again. 1 second.
Well, welcome back, Tamara.
Let's see, where is Collins' Amazon link? There it is. Keep hearing something dinging. Collins list.
Most of my books are on there. I'm moving a few things over to my archery list because
ooh, you got one on there that's actually no longer available.
I got more than a few that are probably no longer available.
Yeah, those are just standard blacksmith tongs.
Those are actually not for me. You wouldn't believe who they're for Ian.
Okay.
He wants to be a blacksmith.
Nothing wrong with that. You can start him off with his fairly small blacksmithing forge.
That's why I wanted to start off with that little small forge, get him started. He's actually worked for several blacksmiths in the past, so it's not like he hasn't done it before.
Gotcha. I think I have a pressure canner just like that one that you were looking for. Dude, just go to I know I'm probably gonna get flack for saying this, but go to Outdoor Vitals has a pillow, like a camp travel pillow, you can get for like $10.
Right.
And it's similar to the one that you've got your in your wish list. So for the price of the one you're looking for, you can buy 5 of the other ones.
Which one?
It's Outdoor Vitals camp pillow. It's their.
Now, which pillow are you talking about? I've got 2 listed here.
The Thermarest down inflatable one. The one that looks kind of like a really fat banana. It's on the first.
Okay. The one for $69?
Yeah.
Okay. I've actually been thinking about going for a climate version.
Sea to Summit actually has a decent one.
How much is that?
It's about the same price as the one you got on there.
I just took it off there.
I would have left it on there just to keep it on there. Let me see if I can find mine. Mine should be up here in my pile somewhere.
Hey, Deb. Long time no see.
It's a matter of finding. I got way too much.
I'm doing okay, thank you. We are talking off basic stuff off of the Back to Basics book. It's a book about the complete guide to traditional skills, a backyard guide to buying and working land, raising livestock, generating your own energy, enjoying your harvest, household skills, and crafts. It's a pretty good book. Got it off of Amazon. Since this is my second copy.
Oh, that's inconvenient. All right, well, I can't exactly find it at the moment. It's buried under all my stuff.
Cliff's Grace said she got her OV pillow for free plus $5 shipping and handling.
Yeah, that's basically, well, no, I think it was $10 shipping and handling, but yeah, basically for free. I got mine off of one of those. It was a random ad. I was on YouTube. It's like, if you click now, you can get this for like blah 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 for free, but $10.99 like $9.99 shipping and handling.
I found out I need a pillow when I backpack for some reason.
Oh, you know what? I know I stuffed one. I've got that other one. It was oh my God, who was that one by?
I'll probably end up buying mine something from Walmart.
You still got it in? Oh no, I took it out. Shit.
Well, you're here and you're vertical, Deb.
Do you want a square one or do you want one like a banana? Like
it doesn't matter. Why?
Well, no, I'm just asking because I've got my. Remember, I stuffed all my stuff in my frame pack over here.
I'd have to look at them to be honest.
So I've got this one here. So this one was the Nemo.
Okay.
So this one is actually it's really thick. It's got a felt cover on the top, so you're not sleeping on rough plastic.
Right.
And then you got your little adjuster valve here.
I'm a side sleeper. That's the only problem I have.
I mean, dude, it's a thick pillow. I mean, it is a thick pillow. Look at that. That's probably thicker than a Coke can.
Oh, that would definitely work.
Yeah, and then I usually blow it up to max, and then I let, as I'm turning it, I just let a little bit out. Because, I mean, your head's going to put pressure on it anyway, and you don't want to pop the baffle in here. But, I mean, you can let out the amount of amount of air you need, and then, I mean, once you're in there, because, I mean, if you said you can't do mummy bags because they're too constricting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like my feet restricted.
Yeah, the only thing with this is the bottom is kind of like the inside of a tent.
Right.
So unless you have some way of keeping this from moving inside your sleeping bag, this thing's gonna slide everywhere. So you'll go to sleep and you'll wake up an hour later and the pillow will be off to the side completely.
Unless I put it in a small pillowcase or something.
Yeah, you can do that, and then as long as that pillowcase is up under your torso, you should be fine. It shouldn't slide out too far.
Actually, I'm not sure if you ever seen the pillow covers that zip shut.
Sounds familiar.
Sort of like mattress covers that that zip shut. That way you can keep your mattress clean, that kind of thing. I think they make them in smaller sizes than the bigger one.
I'm still looking for that other pillow. I know I got one.
I've got a rectangular bag too, Blake, and it's just the cheapy Walmart one because I go to do a lot of summer camping and backpacking. I don't know if I would ever be ready for winter camping again. I've always done
the Outdoor Vitals one. I mean, not the app.
If you find it, you find it. If you don't, you don't.
I got that pillow over here somewhere. There we go. There's one of them.
Yeah, that's what he was doing, Grace. He was blowing up full, then releasing a little bit of air.
Thought I had both of them over there. What the heck was in my barbecue first?
I was considering replacing my Thermarest with something a little bit wider.
This is the Outdoor Vitals one. I've got my Sea to Summit one somewhere, but it's buried on my bed, and I would have to take everything off just to find it.
Yeah, because I've seen some of those climate bags and climate stuff. I'm not sure if they're, they crinkle a lot.
Oh yeah, they are noisy. But
yes, Cliff does have everything and then some.
This is the whole pillow. I mean, it's a freaking thick pillow. And it's actually a soft enough material that you can actually lay your head on and it's not going to irritate you. It's almost like a rubbery felt. It's so odd.
Right. Does it slide?
No, this sticks to your bag.
I will say this, unlike some backpackers, I'm not worried about weight that much. Unless as long as I can pick it up off the ground, my backpack off the ground, I'll be moving.
Okay, there you go, Colin. There's that one.
About 4 inches.
Yeah, probably about 3.5, give or take.
I like the other one. Looks a little bit thicker.
I think they're about this. Well, that one's because it's more round in the middle, but this one has a nice contour, so your kind of head just sits right in here.
That's if you're a back. Oh, well, maybe.
No, it'll work on you if you're a side sleeper because it kind of gives your ear a pocket. It's not going to be annoying.
Right.
So you'll be in there and
that'd be awesome.
chilling. And it's actually really comfortable. I mean, it's not a bad pillow for $10.
Oh, I've got a piece of gear. I'm not sure if you have, Cliff. It's archery gear. One of these.
Nope.
It's a string keeper.
Yeah, no, I don't have one of those.
You put this over the tip of your bow, and you hook it. Do the hook through your string to hold your string in place. It works mainly for bows that are, one-piece bows or bows that don't get taken apart a lot.
Yeah, well, it's basically a lot. So what that does, it keeps tension on your string, so your string doesn't fall off, but it's still loose enough that you're not putting any tension on your arms. And then once you need it, you just pull it off and you just latch it onto your.
I've used hair ties in the past, different things, but I found that those things work great.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's designed to sit on the cap end of your bow string. I mean your bow.
Exactly.
So when you showed me kind of more or less what it was, I figured out pretty much quickly on how to use. It's not hard to figure out what they're used for. Hey Victoria, how's it going?
She was live earlier.
I get too many lives, so unfortunately, folks, if I don't make it to your live, I apologize. I get like 9 of those a day.
I've tried using a towel, Cecilia. It just doesn't roll up thick enough.
Not unless you're using a full-on beach towel.
Exactly. Or body towel. Those big giant body towels. But
yeah, it's basically a beach towel.
Now, what I have used in the past, I'm going to use my wool blanket as an example. Because I do have a wool blanket now. I didn't have one before, but I do now. Cliff, look how big this gets.
Oh, I just suck all the air out of this thing. That's a pain. Oh, yeah, wool blankets ain't thin.
But it's comfortable, that's for sure.
Thin by any margin. I've got my queen-sized one, but for some reason, to me, it just seems small.
I can't find a maker's mark or anything on this wool blanket.
No, mine's a cheap battle box knockoff one that I got.
This one is this has been repaired several times. It's got stitch marks even. But it was
well loved.
It was really good. I mean, look at the stitching on this thing.
Yep, blanket stitch.
Yep. And here's one of the repairs. Oops, I can get it to work up here. See?
Yep, I see it. It still needs another one right where that repairs that. Looks like there's another whole dead set.
There is, but it still does the job, whether that hole's there or not. I'm not going to be using it for anything major anyway.
Cecilia says you have the wrong size towels.
We're guys. We don't have body towels.
Dude, speak for yourself. I've got a full-on beach-size towel for me. I hate using
beach towel. I said body towels, not beach towels. There's a difference.
Yeah, I've got the. I can't do short towels.
I'm stopping at 11, Cecilia.
Big long ones.
I'm going for another hour. Because actually, Cliff and I shot through the first 2 hours like it was nothing, talking about.
Dude, I saw 130 on there, and I was like, "Where the heck? Where'd that first hour and a half go?"
We were just talking about the same thing, about back to basics and stuff, going through all that stuff.
Yeah, we can still go through it because most of that stuff, that information is actually.
Okay, so far I know 3 people who's received the prizes from me, 4 if you count Jeff, but I have not heard from Hawaii yet.
I'm telling you, every time I hear Jeff's name, all I hear is, "My name's Jeff."
Oh, when I hear Jeff's name, only thing that comes to mind is if you do this, you might be a redneck.
Oh, Jeff Foxworthy?
Yeah.
I'm checking to see if maybe I threw my pillow in here. I got stuff everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, there's all my blanket clips. No, apparently it ain't in there.
Well, I've had a topic for my next video, possibly, or a next live. I'm not sure which, because I'm not sure if I've talked to you about this before. I may have mentioned it about having your own archery kit. Cliff,
So
have I talked to you about that before?
About what? All the archery kit for when you hit.
Yep. Basically, yeah, it's a basic repair maintenance kit that you have for your bows, whether you're at home or in the field. You know, because you always need replacement pieces, parts.
Yeah, but it's not like everybody's just going to walk around with like 3 extra pairs of limbs for a takedown bow.
No, I can't really do the limb thing, but mainly things like for like the fletching, the tips, your arrows, your string, mainly. You know, the basic stuff.
I would say mainly the string, but yeah, I mean, you don't often see a lot of people walking around.
Speaking of Bomber Steve, guess who's in the building?
Oh, did Steve finally show up?
Oh, yeah, he's right here.
What's going on, Bomber Steve?
He said he was going to be stopping by. So I'm going to do the old invite thing, get him up here if he wants to.
So, just out of curiosity, does anybody in here own a simple shot slingshot aside from myself and Johnny? Because if you do, I'm sorry, I kind of overindulged on ammo. Now I gotta find my water.
There's no such thing as overindulging on ammo.
Oh yeah, there is.
I can never have too many arrows. There are no such thing as too many arrows.
When you can't get them all in one quiver and you have to drag around a cart full of arrows, you got too many arrows.
I can understand that, Victoria. That's okay.
I got to work in the morning too.
I got to go to work. I'm actually going to be on the road again. Since I've been having to help the drivers out with all the lifting and stuff.
Hey, we've got Coach Joseph in here. How's it going, Joe?
How you doing, Coach?
Yeah, I was going to ask him the same exact thing, Grace. I've been following him on Instagram. He's been. I think they took him home. He's already at the house and he's just kind of recovering.
Who is?
Joey.
Oh, I did not know that.
Son. Yeah, he went. They had to replace a nerve. They took a nerve from his leg and put it. Man, I completely forgot. But yeah, they had to do a surgery.
He says Joey's doing okay.
That is good.
Me too, Deb. I'd love to.
Hey, Mallory, how's it going?
Ian and I did that a lot when we were out there backpacking this year. The only hard part of the trip is that we had to make a 10-mile trip to the store and pick up some supplies about halfway through the trip. And we didn't have a car, so we had to hike the entire trip.
Too many comments. Mal's just stopped by, so she had a nerd session with City Girl and Sean and Russell.
That's cool. Hi, Mal. Miss you.
And good that he's walking, Joe. That's awesome. Hopefully he's still young, so he should recover actually pretty quick from that surgery.
I'm hopefully, if everything goes well, I'm gonna talk to Cornfed later and maybe JV if I can get a hold of him. We're supposed to be doing a get together on the 21st and doing an archery get together.
Nice.
Here in Iowa. So the archery range where I did my armor testing video, this was way back when. I'm going to be going down there, doing some grilling, do a lot of archery, maybe do some fishing for those, because Cornfed and JV are going to be right next one of Iowa's biggest lakes, and there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to stop them from fishing.
Gotcha. Deb actually had a nice, interesting comment. She's looking for a queen size cot to use with her taller blow up mattress.
Okay. What's the? Does it matter which queen size cot?
Better question, Deb. On your statement is: are you looking for a single, or is that for like you and your partner, or your significant other?
I cannot sleep on a cot. I tried that when I was backpacking this year. I end up sleeping on the ground because I was more comfortable there. Hey, Racy, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, there we go. It was a diaphragm.
I see it.
They took a nerve from his leg and put it in his diaphragm.
So it allowed him to breathe. That makes sense.
Oh, no, your dad is Mallory. Your dad has got a registered
preacher
or whatever. I don't even know I know we have a term for it here. My brain just does not want to come up with it.
Okay, I've seen not necessarily a cot, more of an inflatable bed with a collapsible base.
They make I know REI sells one, but you have to have an REI in your location. They sell a full framed actual cot bed that's like 18 inches tall. It's like an accordion bed. You just accordion it and it just splatters out, and that's your bed.
Thanks for coming, Victoria. Be well and pleasant.
Have a good one, Victoria. Stay safe.
Now, I actually use a full-size rope bed for my reenacting, in conjunction with a futon mattress, inner spring mattress. It is very, very comfy, and I could sleep on that thing all night long, no issues.
Yeah, you can do one of those because as Colin said, those beds take apart and put together pretty quickly.
My rope bed has eight parts, and 10 if you want to count the 2 ropes.
Not technically, that's a part.
Well, if you want to count the 4 pegs, you can bring it up to 14. But that's
because you've got the frame itself. So you've got the head frame, the foot frame, the side walls, and then you've got the legs.
Yeah. It's actually pretty comfortable. When you're on the ropes, I use 3/8 manila rope. It's really comfortable when you get them tight, and it's really light for mine. I have mine set up about 2 feet off the ground because I like using my bed for under storage.
Under storage, yeah, that's the way to do it. Because you're in technically a troop. What can be considered a troop. Not like a Girl Scout troop, but a TRO UPE.
Right.
Which would, in those tents, they didn't have a lot of space in those tents, and they usually crammed, 4 to 5 people in each tent. So the only space you had was under your bed for storage for any of your gear.
We have a 12-foot round medieval tent, and our bed takes up half the tent. And that's 144 square feet of space.
That's a big bed, and that's a king-size bed, right?
No, actually full size. I actually did the measurements and got it when I made it to the internal dimensions are the exact same as a full-size mattress, which I used a futon mattress at the time. The mattress I have now is a replacement for my original. My original one was really thin. My newer one's like about that thick. And
I was going to say, what you need is a Mark's military sleeping bag. That one that he's got with that freaking like 5-inch thick foam. that super winter one he's got. That thing rolls up. That freaking roll is like.
Night, Tamara. Thank you for coming. Our meds are kicking in. Be well. Love you.
Now I remember. I'm looking at Mal's comment up here. Her one says, "Actually, we're getting married at the city hall, but my dad will do the ceremony." It's ordained. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, you get it ordained all over the internet.
No, I haven't even, dude. I'm like sitting here now. I'm not typing nothing, but I'm looking at it, and it just popped into my head as I was reading that comment.
No, but your dad could get ordained over the internet. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Universal Life Church.
Yeah, I wish I could go, but Captain Sparkle Socks won't let anybody that doesn't have the stabby go over there. But anyways,
I just don't have the money to go.
I can afford to go. I just can't afford to take time off of work. That's my problem.
I can't even afford to go to my doctor because of what's going on with the drivers needing help. I'm the only person available to go with the drivers.
You guys got to hire people that can actually lift more than 50 pounds.
Well, the guy that I'm working with just got over back surgery.
Oh, yeah, you're still working with him, so he's still on recovery. He's still on
6 weeks.
Technically, he's on restrictive weight.
Yep.
Whatever weight restriction.
And the thing is, once he gets done, there's another driver who's going in for shoulder replacement surgery.
Ooh, shoulder. You said soldier. Shoulder. I'm like, who goes in for soldier surgery? I'm like, man, they're getting rid of our soldier.
A soldier surgery was a soldier would, you know?
Yeah, soldier. Sold your car for $3.
Here comes Steve.
There, Steve.
How you doing, brother?
Out in the back.
Yeah, good, mate.
Where's the rabbits? I want to go hunting.
Yeah, there's always rabbits around somewhere.
They're big ones, and they're usually orange and have like 5-foot-long tails.
Yeah, I've got a few of them just to me right over here. I'm just about to show you.
You at work again, or are you at the farm, at the homestead?
Yeah, no, I'm at work at the moment.
I figured.
We've gone into a 7-day snap lockdown here in Victoria, but where I work, we're classed as essential, so we still have to go into work because we've got residents to look after.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've got a few cases out in the community that they don't know exactly where it's come from, so it's locked down until we can identify it and get them all under quarantine and stop it from going ballistic. So, which is it's hard. Nobody likes it, but it's just what you got to do to keep everyone safe.
That's good.
Yeah, or actually, no, I'm not even going to go into this. I don't want to get lambasted.
Yeah. Oh, look, everyone's got their own opinion, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one.
Exactly.
So,
that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not even going to bother, because I don't want to piss nobody off.
Yeah. My philosophy is follow the science and follow the experts, what they're saying, and if you want to put your tinfoil hat on and say it's all bullshit, well, you're the one that's got to deal with it. So.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Show us them big old orange rabbits.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna.
You said they was right there by you. He's got some big old orange. Yeah. Those are the ones you want to. Those are the ones you want to hunt.
Yeah, you can't hunt them. They're protected.
Yeah, that's. I know the sad part is those things multiply as fast as rabbits. Actually, no, they don't.
They actually don't.
I was going to say, don't they have this almost the same gestation period that we do?
Yeah,
something like 9 to 12 months.
You've actually caught me on that one. I'm not exactly sure, but so here is residential Bendigo, and then there's this vacant land just across the road, and just there you might be able to see a whole heap of little.
That right under the trees.
Yeah, they're looking at me there. The rest of the mob.
Let me do a solo on that one.
Yeah, it looks like there's about 7 or 8 of them right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there they are.
There they go.
They got little, congregation going on there.
Somebody had a
Yeah,
water
we
tank on that
call it a
property.
mob.
Oh, there's a mob of them then.
Yeah, over the back towards the house over there. There's the rest of the mob, but the more
yeah.
elderly ones are over there. But this looks like a bunch of little ones. So there's a couple of fairly young ones there. There's a couple there that are probably just not long out of the pouch.
I was gonna say, it looks like they're taking shelter from all the rain you guys have been getting over there.
Yeah, it's been a very wet winter, which has been great. Starting to piss me off a bit with the amount of mud I got around my house, but anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much have you gotten done on the driveway?
No, the driveway's been relegated to spring when it dries out a bit, hopefully, because
Too muddy.
Silly time to have a go at it. But anyway,
Cool.
It made for a good video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't get the tractor stuck in there again.
Yeah. So this actually used to be part of our part of the university. That building over there is the old caretaker's building from this block, which is now no longer used. It's actually used by we've got an athletics field over there. So this used to be the old teachers' college, and then that beautiful house there. I'm hoping that one day it'll be owned by someone and brought back to its glory, because apparently it's a beautiful house.
That looks like a really nice house just from where
It does.
Yeah. And unfortunately, at the moment, the only thing that happens there is we get a whole heap of bogans that want to jump in there and vandalise it, so which is very disappointing.
Don't you just love the human race?
Yeah, I hate humans on a fairly regular basis, but anyway, that's why I spend so much time with animals. You know what you get.
Yeah, but the thing is with animals is that animals don't go around tagging properties for no reason.
But you also deal more with reptiles than you do with anything else, right?
What was that? Sorry.
Don't you work with reptiles more than you do anything else?
Yeah, well, during the spring, summer, and autumn, yeah, that's I'm heading out after the snakes and lizards, and picking them up and getting them out of people's backyards. So yeah, it's always good fun.
So,
but
7 months, give or take.
Yeah, it's about 3 weeks till we hit snake season, so I'm getting pumped up.
Oh, nice! Starting to get warmer over there.
It will, yeah. Once we hit September, September 1st is the official start of snake season. But yeah, it just depends what happens with the weather. If it stays fairly cool, they'll stay fairly dormant for a while. We just need to, you need to get about 3 or 4 days of good, nice, warm weather, sort of in the 60, 70 degree Fahrenheit sort of range, and yeah, then they'll start moving out then. But when they do come out, they're generally hungry and horny and looking for mates.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So their first port of call is to get something to eat, and then the second port of call is to mate up and get ready to produce a hatch of eggs for coming into December and January. So we start to see some interesting behaviour with the male snakes fighting, and occasionally you get to actually see snakes mating, which is a very rare thing to see out in the wild.
Now, do you have to deal with a lot of snake eggs or something like that, or reptile eggs or anything like that?
I haven't myself, but I have been called out to a few jobs with people who've been doing, like, gardening work, and they find some eggs and they're worried about it being a snake. And yeah, I've probably had about 4 or 5 calls like that. They've all turned out to be local lizard eggs. So I actually haven't found a clutch of snake eggs yet. They're very rare to find actually in the wild here, because the snakes don't stay with their eggs to incubate them. They actually find a place that's got good geothermic qualities, and they lay the eggs, and then mum just nicks off and lets Mother Nature and the ambient temperature incubate them.
Okay, I've seen videos on Wild Kingdom. They talk about that stuff from way back when, with Marlon Perkins, way back when. Yes, I'm old.
Old as a matter of state.
We had a guy here called Harry Butler, who was sort of the predecessor of Steve Irwin, and I can remember back into Harry Butler's days, and you sort of think, yeah, mate, I'm old.
Be well, Mallory. Thank you for coming.
Later, man. Have a good one.
I had to give Grace Martin a big plug there. She came in with a good Aussie greeting there. Said "G'day, mate," which was working on. And I said to her, "It's good. She's getting her ocker on." And I don't think she knew what means to get your ocker on. So,
I don't know
ocker is
that
a term.
one, so I learned from
term
you.
that means Australian.
All my Australian slang I learned from you. So
Yeah.
Most of mine I learned from Crocodile Dundee, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
You'll get a bit of that.
Paul Hogan is actually a really good actor. I mean, I actually like a lot of his work. Not just not Crocodile Dundee.
That's where I got most of my slang from, though, because I used to love watching those movies. Like, always watched them.
You gotta watch all his movies, not just that one.
He's a funny boy, a very funny boy. If you get on YouTube and do a search for the Paul Hogan Show, he actually had a TV show on Australian TV back in the 70s and 80s.
That's what got him his movies.
Sorry?
That's what it got his movies, because of that show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Totally inappropriate for today's society, but in its day, it was pretty funny.
Wow, 12 seasons. Jeez.
Yeah.
Man, that went on for a long time.
He was the archetypical ocker that made good. Like, he was the cut-off T-shirt, jeans, cut-off jeans, boots, have a drink after work. I
got the picture of him right there.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Just straight up.
He was the funny ocker bogan.
I don't know. He reminds me of like the Australian version of an American redneck.
He probably
tend to
was.
call him Yeah, exactly. We tend to call them bogans over here.
Bogans?
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
Actually, no, looking at this one picture with him on the skateboard, he's like a cross between a redneck and a like California surfer.
He probably was a surfer.
He was actually a maintenance worker on the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Really?
So, the Sydney Harbour Bridge is so big that it basically has to be maintained and painted. So they basically start at one end and do a section and prep and paint, and then they work their way along up over the coat hanger and down. By the time they get to the end, they've got to go around, turn around, and go back and start all over again. So it's constantly under painting maintenance.
That sounds like the Golden Gate Bridge down here in America. They start on one end, and by the time they get down, it takes them an entire year to paint that whole bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Or fix a road for that matter.
Oh, I would hate to repaint that road.
That was his first job. Well, that was where he was working there as a Sydney Harbour Bridge maintenance worker, and I think a talent show or something came up on either radio or TV, and he went, everyone said, Hogs, you're a funny bastard. Why don't you go try out? So he did and just did his normal thing, and everyone loved him. So, and he got signed up to do a show.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see if I can find it somewhere. I'm gonna watch that. That's pretty awesome.
You'll see on that show there was two other celebs or actors with him. One was a guy. His character was Strop, and I can't remember his real name, but I always just knew him as Strop. Well, that actor actually just passed away this week.
Oh,
and
he was John Cornell.
A funny boy.
Oh no, not John Cornell. It was let's see. Yeah, John Cornell.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. And and then there was also Delvine Delaney was the female that did a lot of work with him, and she was a fairly leggy, sort of fairly good looking chick that they made a good team. They certainly did some fairly funny skits. As I said, you wouldn't go to air nowadays. So, some of it was.
It's surprising. A lot of the stuff from like the late 70s to like early, like I'd say probably 90s, mid 90s. A lot of that stuff you can't put on TV anymore because people are way too snowflake. They get way too butter.
Yeah, look, I get that, but we're also there's I mean, as you've probably gathered, I'm fairly leftist and a fair bit of socialism in me, and I try to look at other people's point of view, and you can say that it's been a bit of a snowflake and cancel culture and all this sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, if it's affecting someone, if it's actually negatively impacting on their experience in the world, well, it's not up to you to say that it's okay.
Yeah, and sure, definitely agree with that.
And people on the right go, the left cancel culture. Well, hang on a minute. When I was a teenager, It wasn't the left that was trying to ban Dungeons and Dragons. It wasn't the left that was accusing me of being a devil worshipper and all this crap. It wasn't me that was smashing Ozzy Osbourne and Iron Maiden records and burning books and burning posters and whatever. That was the Christian right doing that. So if you want to talk about cancel culture, look at where it began. It began with the right. So there, I'll get off my soapbox now.
It's like when they banned Ozzy Osbourne from Iowa for biting a head off a bat.
Yeah. Yeah.
That happened in Iowa.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if you want to do that, I mean, look at the street cred he got just for doing that. I mean, everyone's just like, nobody's really giving him flack for it. They're just like, yeah, he did it.
Well, the thing is, he wasn't trying to do it. He thought it was a fake bat.
Exactly right. If someone from the crowd threw it up on the stage, he didn't realise. He thought it was just a fake one and thought he'd play along. And it was a real one. So there was no intention to actually do that.
Nope.
Oh, it's just like what was it?
He still got banned for it, and he didn't have anything. Yeah. He didn't know anything about it.
Oh well, exactly right. As I said, don't let the facts and the truth get in the way of a good story.
They did the same thing in Scarface too, when the scene where his homie wakes up in the bed with a horse head.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was real. That was not fake. That was not a prop. They straight switched that thing out with a real horse head that they got from a butcher shop. Yeah. And they swapped it out, and that guy was freaking out. That wasn't like he wasn't acting freaking out. He was freaked out because he wasn't expecting to wake up to a horse head, like a legit horse head. Like that guy was losing it. That
would have been quite a shock for him.
Oh, would have a shock for anybody.
Waking up next to that would have freaked out.
Yeah.
Be well.
Yeah.
Take care, Will.
Drive safe.
The rest of your day.
Talk to you soon.
I'm gonna have to
looks like a lot of my people who have let me know that the prizes they've got there, Steve. Grace won one of my archery gloves, and it turned out that it fit her instead of her son, which is nice.
Well, because it usually happens the other way around. Usually parents win something and it doesn't fit, and you end up having to give it to your kids. So, it's nice when it goes the other way.
Yeah, because I mean, it says a size large, but apparently it fits a size smaller. So that's good.
Gloves are weird when it comes to sizing.
So look, I've got jumpers and shirts, and I wear everything from a large to a 2XL large, depending on what brand and whatever. So, I think sometimes they just make it up as they go along, whatever labels they've got available.
Yeah, I'm still translating. Your term jumper is our term hoodie. So,
yeah, or a sweatshirt could be the same thing.
Well, hooded sweatshirt. Yeah, depends. I like mine with zipper. So that's neither here nor there. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I'm starting to get tired.
I told you we should have cut it at 2, but you wanted to keep going because we were having. Yeah,
I've got 22 minutes, so I think I can make it.
What time is it over there?
It's 10:38 here in Iowa. Probably 9:38.
9:38 for me.
For him, and Grace is probably.
I think she's 10:30.
11:38, maybe.
10:30 or 11:30.
I'm at 10, so she'd make me her 11 if she is Eastern.
Yeah, she'd be at 11:30.
Oh, I wish I had been able to just see what I just saw then.
What did you see?
Over that mob over near the house, there was a little kangaroo, like a real bubby one. He's still got the really thin fur, like he's not even grey, sort of an orangey colour, which means he's probably only a couple of weeks out of the pouch, and he was out having a run around, and he decided he wanted to go back home, and he tried to jump into a pouch, but it was the wrong pouch. He went to the wrong kangaroo. And that mummy kangaroo was sort of got her claws down and pushed him away as if to say, "Piss off! This isn't your home." And then he landed on the ground. And then he saw Mum and went running over and dove straight in. That was pretty funny.
He's got to forget to say, "Are you my mummy?" Nope.
Yeah, well, this is the problem we have to keep. Like we know where our house is because it doesn't move. His house is jumping around all the place. So I suppose it can be hard to find at times.
Exactly.
Technically, Wouldn't a female kangaroo be qualified as a mobile home?
Technically, possibly, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're in there
More
for. I think it was because I actually looked that up. So it's 30. It's like anywhere between 30 to 37 days for gestation, but they
Yep.
stay in the pouch for like 6 months.
Yeah. So when they're born, they're actually only about the size of like a big peanut, and then they from the birth canal near the tail, then they crawl. They have to crawl across the fur, across the belly, and then into the pouch. So that's their first big journey they have to make, and then they attach themselves to a teat in there, and then they finish their growing there. They get bigger and they start to grow fur. So when they're first born, they're basically just almost like a rat. We see them.
They're like a little baby mouse, like a naked mouse.
Yeah. So they're very, very vulnerable. But and what you'll often find is female kangaroos will have a joey that's just out of the pouch, and he'll sometimes be shoving his head back in the pouch to get another drink of milk, even though he's too big to get in there. And you'll have a joey in there actually attached to the teat full time suckling, and then she'll be pregnant and actually developing another one. But what they can do is, if they're not ready to actually give birth, or if their water supply around here runs out, they can actually stop the development of the embryo inside. They can put it into a bit of suspended animation and stop the birth.
Weird. That's weird, but nifty.
So they won't breed in prolific numbers unless there's water around. And humans being humans, we've come in and we've made dams and all these water supplies, and and then we whinge when all the kangaroos are breeding apparently out of control. But we're enabling it by giving them a constant water supply.
Right.
See, now Blake says the kangaroo is the RV of Australia. So we have mobile homes, buddy. Mobile homes.
Yeah, well, we all go to work in a kangaroo's pouch. Like we've all got our own little mobile kangaroo. We jump in the pouch and drive to work. So
yeah, and just like everything else, it runs off of something else. You got to have petrol, which is basically the lifeblood of that.
The
equivalent of drinking water.
A lot of the American servicemen in the First World War, when they were over in Europe fighting alongside the Aussies, they got a whole heap of stories about what Australians do in regards to we all ride kangaroos to work, and they're jumping down the main street and whatever, and yeah.
Oh, actually, I have a story about the Australian military when I was in Germany.
Yep.
They actually had a troop come in to our post, and they decided to talk to one of the troops there, and they're on my post, and he said, "We want to swap uniforms." Right on the flight line, both sides stripped and swapped uniforms.
Yep.
And they went back to their barracks in the wrong uniform, but that was what they did. I mean, I think they went and had a beer afterwards, but I mean, that's
crazy.
I saw a TikTok of an American Afghanistan vet, and he was telling the story that his column of Humvees was driving along, and they saw this package up in front of the road and looked a bit suspicious as far as an IED. And so they get on the blower, get on the radio, and radio through to HQ, and then it went up the chain. And so basically they had to follow all the protocols and get the bomb disposal unit to come out and deal with it, whatever. So they're sitting on the side of the road for a better part of half an hour waiting for all the red tape and everything to go through. And he said while we were waiting there, a column of Aussies came along in their Bushmasters. And true to form, he said, "What's going on, mate?" He said, "Oh, well, we can't go. There's a possibly a IED up there." He said, "I'm waiting for authorization to take care of it." He said, Jesus, mate. He said, we can take care of that, no problems. He yelled down into the Bushmaster to one of the other Aussies. He said, I'll authorize it. He said, "Can you get the 50 cal out and take care of that?" They cracked open the 50 cal machine gun and shot the package and blew it up. It just exploded. Once the dust settled, this Aussie looked at him and said, "There you go, mate. She'll be right. We're on our way."
That's great.
I actually saw that one. I didn't want to mention it, but I actually saw that. That's a good one.
And the HQ rang back and said, "Yeah, we've got the bomb disposal unit authorised. He said, don't worry about it. The Aussies have been.
Bombs away, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? What is that old saying?
No.
When in doubt, empty the clip.
Yeah, we have one. It's like she'll be right, mate. Tie it up with some hay band or some wire and move on, and she'll be all sweet, mate.
Ours is duct tape fixes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get like a poly rope around our hay bales, and farmers use it to fix everything from their tractor to their fences.
Right.
You lay it on
My
there.
dad.
That stuff ain't going nowhere for years.
My dad's a shocker. The stuff that he fixes with hay band, he does my head in.
Yeah, if it works, it ain't. If it works, it's not stupid, right?
Oh, exactly right. Yeah.
So how many rabbits
Cliff,
do you have on your property down there, Steve?
Sorry?
How many rabbits do you have on your property down there?
Oh, look, it varies. The other week I sort of went out at night time, and I reckon I saw about 20 or so running around in different spots, but I haven't seen any recently, so I don't know whether they've fallen prey to some of the controls that we've got in place, or if they've just moved into another paddock. But there's always rabbits around at different points. We've controlled them with two viruses, one's being myxomatosis, and the other one is Khaleesi. So they're released out into the ecosystem on a regular basis. So basically the virus is sprayed onto water, mosquitoes hatch, and they carry the virus. They go bite the rabbits, and then they contract myxo or Khaleesi, which devastates them for a while. But of course, being a
Prolific
natural control, yeah, eventually, it doesn't kill all of them. Therefore, they start breeding up immunity. So we used Myxo for a long time, and then it lost its effectiveness. So then we introduced Khaleesi, and it worked really well for a while. It's starting to lose its effectiveness as well. But unfortunately, we also do a lot of poison baiting, which I don't agree with. It has a lot of residual secondary kills, which is, rabbit eat the carrot with 1080, and then wedge-tailed eagle picks up the rabbit carcass, and then it succumbs to it as well. So
wow.
We've got to find a better way than poison baiting.
Yeah, we just have hunting season here.
But bunny busting has been a very popular pastime in Australia. Lots of people love going out and hunting rabbits, and they're damn good eating. I love wild rabbit. It makes a really good stew.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I like fried rabbit too, though. Fried rabbit's pretty good.
Yeah. You just got to not do it too quick.
Yeah.
And it dries out and gets tough pretty easy.
No, if you depending on if you want to batter fry them or not.
Yeah.
If you batter fry them, they're really nice and juicy.
Yeah. Cecilia's asking why not use hunters to take care of the rabbit issue without poisoning them.
Yeah, look, there certainly is. There are a lot of hunters that do still go out after them, not as many as what there used to be. A lot of the areas are extremely remote. So you're getting numbers breeding up in areas that are very difficult to get to. Farmers also can be a bit hesitant to let people onto their property shooting, because a lot of them have been burnt with people doing the wrong thing, and they've had stock losses from getting shot. It's the sort of thing where.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was going to say, you let them use like air rifles or bows, not firearms directly. Yeah. So,
and look, we're never going to eradicate rabbits. They're here forever now. But it's got to be a multifaceted attack on them, which is why hunting alone will not do it, but hunting will certainly help. The viruses won't do it alone, but they certainly make a big impact on them. So I would just like to see the baiting taken out. The problem is as well we have a lot of feral animals, and foxes are a big problem, and foxes are extremely hard to take care of, and they're the ones that get a lot of the baiting program. And
I was gonna say, because a lot of those foxes will dwindle down, but the problem is you got that rabbit population. As long as that rabbit population is up, that fox population is going to be the same way.
Good night, Dad.
Exactly
Thanks
right.
for coming.
Yeah, and then you've got a lot of sheep farms as well. So there's lambs available to them. There's
Chickens.
they run, and our most dense fox population is also within our rural cities. They love living. There's foxes within a couple of 100 meters of where I am right now. They adapt to living in urban situations really well.
Oh, it's all the free food everybody leaves outside.
No, yeah, they're mongrels. Dead fox is a good fox. I hate them.
Now, is it a gray fox or a red fox? Which ones are they?
Red, English red fox. Yeah.
Okay, we have red. We have red and gray here.
Yeah, and look, and back in their native land where they come from, beautiful animals, and more power to them. But they don't belong here, and they cause a massive amount of damage to our native animals as well as stock losses and making it difficult for people. So, yeah, it's just one. It's one of many feral animals we have problems with. We've got 30 million feral pigs running around the country. We've got over 1 million feral camels. We've got feral horses, cats, dogs, goats, sheep, pigs. The whole foxes.
Is there a hunting
rabbits.
season for any of those?
They're all classed as feral. They can be hunted any time.
Okay, I'm not sure if I can handle shooting a camel, but
I'll shoot a camel. Them things are ugly as hell.
Yeah, you can. They're mainly in northern South Australia and up into Northern Territory. You can go hunt camel there anytime you like. They did actually have a government cull not that long ago, but they culled 10,000. I'm thinking, big bloody deal out of 1 million camels. Like, if you're going to do it, get serious about it, because they are an ecological disaster as well.
Oh yeah, those things will drain a water source like you wouldn't believe, and they'll eat everything to the ground.
Yeah. Well, there's a million of the buggers plus running around out there. So, again, it's not their fault. They were brought out here. We built a railway line from South Australia up to the Northern Territory. It's called the Garn, and it's called the Garn because it was actually built by Afghan workers that were brought out. And of course, they didn't use horses. They brought their camels with them. And when the railway was finished, because they loved their camels, they couldn't bring themselves to put them down, so they just let them go loose in the bush, as you do. So the outback of the Northern Territory is very similar to sort of Saudi Arabia and those places where camels come from. So they've bred really well there, unfortunately.
Oh. Blake, if you want to invite us down to do a hog season down at your place, we can. I'm sure Steve would love to come from Australia to do a hog hunt.
Oh, I love hunting feral pigs. The first thing I ever shot was a feral pig.
Free bacon.
Yeah, make good bacon.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind. That's actually still one of the continents I actually want to visit is actually Australia. It's one of my bucket list places to go.
Well, our biggest concern with the feral pigs, of course, is if rabies ever gets into the country, well, then the feral pigs are going to be a major source of transmission of that across the country. So hopefully it never gets here. But also, not many people eat our feral pigs when they shoot them. There's a few other diseases that they do carry. So it's not recommended to actually convert them into food.
Okay.
But what I have heard is people will shoot the adults, and if they are able to capture the piglets, they'll often take the piglets home and then rear them up and inoculate them and raise them up, and apparently they're real good eating.
Well, then you can eat them. Yeah, once you get once you neutralize the poisons or virus, then you can eat them.
Yeah. But,
okay, Blake, we'll consider that.
But as far as out in the outback, northern Victoria, South Australia, those outback New South Wales and Queensland, there's farmers looking for people to come out and take care of the feral pigs. They're very cunning. They're hard to get. But there's actually a YouTube channel called Stu's Hunting Adventures.
I've actually run across that one before.
Yeah, have a look at some of his clips. He's awesome. And he does a lot of pig busting on his channel. So he goes out with he's got a semi-auto shotgun. He's got a 30-30 and I can't remember the other one.
I was going to say, you just need a 30-06, and I'll pretty much take him out.
That's it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, 30-06. Yeah, that's his 3 guns he takes, and he gets a lot of pigs.
Yeah, 30-06, I'd have dropped one, even a full-sized one, just one shot to the dome pan, to the brain pan.
The thing is, those things are very resilient in the skull area, so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
No, the ones you got to worry about are warthogs. Those things have thick skulls.
Yeah, well, these are
I've seen a warthog ram things, and it's just like don't even phase it. I would not want to shoot a warthog with anything lower than a 50 cal.
Yeah, well, the big boars here, they get some of those big tusks on them too. So getting close to them is not really recommended.
No, those things will gore the crud out of you. And they're low to the ground. They got that low center of gravity, and you can't move out of the way fast enough.
Okay, thanks, Jeff, for letting me know. I've got about 5 minutes, guys.
Yep.
I'm going to call it. We actually started out really interesting, Steve. I'm not sure if you knew what our initial discussion was about, but we were discussing a book called Back to Basics.
Yes.
It's a good book. It's got a lot of
young one straying a little too far from the clutch or the mob. He's out there all by himself.
Every time I get out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, it's a little girl. You can see her pouch there. I'd say she's got a fairly young Joey in there. They're so cute, though.
That is, it's kind of hard to, shut off seeing a wild kangaroo.
Hey, beautiful. What you doing?
She's a little blurry.
Oh, it's because it's focusing on the fence. That's the problem. There you go. Oh, yeah, she's got nice coloring. Doesn't have that dark orange fur yet.
Yeah, well, these are Eastern Greys, so they stay very grey. So the red ones you're used to, they're the red kangaroo. They're more Central Australia. We don't get them down here in our location.
That's interesting. I'm just looking at the way they got that design, that walkway design. Like, what did they have in the middle of that you need a randomly trapezoidal walkway? Like, why?
Yeah.
It almost looks like it was supposed to be a park, but they never finished the development.
Or it was, and they tore something down.
Well, where they had that concrete pad, it looked like they had a water tank.
It's possible.
Well, you see there, they use their front legs as well. And off she goes.
Cool while it lasted. I still think kangaroos are cool. I just don't want to get kicked by one.
That's actually pretty cool. I've never seen a wild kangaroo before.
Yeah. These ones, so you can get a bit closer to them because they're actually used to interacting with people. Like out on my block, I get 30, 40 of them on my property all the time, and you can't get within 30 or 40 feet of them because they're more wild. They're not used to people. So, yeah. But these guys, as I said, across the road here, I'm in the middle of suburbia, so these guys are used to cars and people and things. So, yeah.
I was going to say, because the last video you did when you were at work doing that project, you had all those kangaroos out there. You were like, what, 20 feet from them?
Yeah, yeah.
And they just looked at you and they were just like, yeah, whatever.
What's up? Okay.
I can get up to about 10 feet, and then that's as far as they'll let me get. So, which is good because we don't want to encourage people, particularly the residents, to be patting them or feeding them, whatever. So,
yeah,
when you interact with them, things can go pear-shaped.
Don says, thank you for showing them to us, Steve. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And I hate to say this, I've got less than 2 minutes to go. So I'm going to be calling it, guys. I need to get some sleep. I got to be on the road tomorrow at 6 a.m. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a little bit earlier on with your book. That looked really cool. It had some interesting stuff in it. So I'm going to jump back and have a look at the stream and have a look at it.
Well, it's on Amazon. If you want to take a look at it. They have a ring binder version. That way it makes it easier to pull out pieces you can look at and copy or whatever. But please check it out. It's a good book. And good night, brother. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. I've got to get some sleep. My eyes are barely holding on right now. Love you all.
You take care of yourself and stay safe, everybody.
You too. Thank you again, Steve.
Love you all.
Thank you, Cliff, for co-hosting with me.
Hey, not a problem.
We'll try to do something a little bit more organized next time. We actually talk ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we got to give at least more than 2 minutes, because like 2 minutes, that warning came up, but I was still trying to catch up on all my Instagram stuff.
Well, actually, I set this thing up like 11 hours before I started while I was on the road, so it's kind of hard to do.
Well, you set the live, like the timing for it up, but we need to find a way to get like together between the two of us next time we're going to do something like
this. What about the day before? We can just talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll just do a one-on-one type of thing. But I've got to go. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, not a problem. Take care, everybody. Thank you for
joining. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you, Grace, Cecilia, Jeff, Reese, Blake, Dawn, everybody else. Steve, I know you're in there. And everybody else who was here earlier.
And Mal, if you're still working.
Yeah, Mal, love you. Congratulations on the wedding, finally. You're over.
You all have a wonderful night. This is going to be Fox It Outdoors, signing off.
Colin from Kincaid Outdoors, signing off.